Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat Cape Town, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon. Spoon.
Skibidi-bidi-dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Kuwa. Bese kuwa, kudileo. Kuwa, kudileo.
To the spoon to get
Yes,
your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon radio station. Spoon television.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, Stanton with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Diaspora. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you batileo. Yes, what you batileo. Besetu. Ba. Skibidi dabado.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEOs, then coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat Cape Town, graduate, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon.
Okay, so if you're in Cape Mount, you're in Grandview, you're in Maryland, you're in Sino County, you're in Bipolo County, or maybe you're in Lo-Fi, you're in Bone County, you're in Nimba, just tune to Spoon. This is where you get the news. This is where you get to know what's happening at the different ministries and agencies, what the policymakers are doing. You get to interact with the newsmakers. Of course, Spoon FM, Spoon Radio, Spoon TV, the Spoon Network is here, dishing out Liberia's very best. I'd like to say welcome. Thanks for joining us again on another edition of the program. This is Spoon Talk. We're back on your radio. We're live across the Spoon Network on Spoon 107.5 FM. We're live on Fabric 101.1 and Super 95.5 FM. We're also live across the internet. Many thanks to our folks across the internet who have joined us tonight. We're live on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. That's for Facebook. And we're also live on YouTube on Spoon Talk Live. Thanks for joining us tonight. And of course, we're about to take off, bringing you Liberia's premier talk show on radio and online. This is where Liberians gather to get the information. And so I'd like to say thanks for being here. My name is Nelson Colette, and we are going to shortly bring on Dr. Richardson. I see she's getting set in the background. But please, As you join us tonight, kindly share the program. Please share the show as you join us. And as I've always said, if you're following the Spoon TV and you're not following Fabric and Super, try to log on, search Fabric TV, FARBRIC, on Facebook, and just follow Fabric TV, follow Super TV, follow the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube handle. So we have the information going across every time. So again, welcome to the show, and I see a lot of folks joining us tonight through the comment section. You've already started making your contribution. Thanks. Keep your contributions coming. Keep your engagement, your interaction going on in the comment section. We will certainly read some of the comments and recognize a few of you in the comment section just before the start of the program tonight. And we'll bring you the updates. Of course, lots of things happening in the country, so many things making it up in the news. We'll get to talk about those issues here tonight, and then provide you the opportunity to talk about what's on your mind. We didn't get to do that last evening, hoping that we can do that tonight, creating the time where our folks, the people who get to follow us every evening, can have the time to say what the issues are that are on their minds, what the burning issues are. Well, it's about health, it's about education, it's about the environment. Just whatever you want to talk about, you have the time to voice your concerns, add your views on those very issues tonight as well. So again, thanks for joining us. Let me recognize a few folks in the comment section while I await Dr. Richardson, and then as soon as she comes on, we will start to bring the training issues, the issues picking it up in the news. But I see a Freeman, Pierre Brooks Freeman. Thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. Steve Bonder, my own brother, thanks for joining us tonight. Hope you're doing great. Mary Chia, thanks for joining us tonight, ma'am. We appreciate you. I see Shirley Stand is joining us of the late night show. Shirley, thanks for being here tonight. Salome Peters is here. Lydia Jones is joining us. Says, keep up the good work, guys. I see Julmina Kai is joining us tonight. Thanks for joining us. Beatrice Tiplat Pupo, thanks for joining us tonight. And I see Thomas Koto, thanks for being here tonight. George H.W. Pator, we appreciate you. Thanks to all of you for joining us tonight. And I see now the comment section is moving so fast. John K. Wright, thanks for joining us. I see Michael Gay is here tonight. Dennis Bond, okay, so I missed out on that one. Konya Lofal is here. Sylvester Zogad is joining us tonight. Otis Cooper is here. Thanks for joining us, Otis. I see Fatu Hali is joining us as from ELW Junction. Thanks for joining us. Florence Mazo Harris is here tonight. Thanks for being on the Spoon Talk. I see Edward Curzo. Thanks for joining us. Wilfred T. Dobber is here. Anthony Dolo is here as well. SB Beat is here. Thanks for joining us. Rovi S. George is joining us tonight. Sugar. Okay, so that one moved so fast. I see Abdullah Dukley is here tonight. Thanks for joining us. Patrick Bima. And I see Adama Thompson, Lawrence Fakoli. Thanks to all of you guys for joining us tonight. Kindly share the program as you come on. This edition of the of Spoon Talk is gonna be fascinating. It was a great show last evening. A lot was being talked about. Very engaging conversation, and today promises to be even more better, much better. I mean, it's gonna be a great show. So kindly share the program as you come on tonight, because we're about to take on. Let's see. Let me recognize a few more persons in the comment section. I see Bono Massaquet is here joining us tonight. Thanks for joining us. Victoria Blamo Cooper is joining us. Koto Pastros, thanks for being here tonight. Siafa, okay, so that one moved so fast. Justin Mason, thanks for being here. I see Charles Kiman, and I see a lot of you here tonight. Daniel, okay, Daniel Kelly, thanks for being here. Jatu Konto, I see Dorothy Bishop, I see Otello David the Third has joined us tonight. Kakula, thanks for being here. Bill Cousin, um, Philip Bala, thanks for being here tonight. Mr. Bala, Bill Carson is here. Thanks for being here. Chief uh, Van Morris, and I see Beatrice Brooks is here. Samuel Gall, thanks for joining us. Patricia Bowman, thanks for joining us tonight. Amos Carr, and a lot of you joining us tonight. We appreciate you. I see Dr. Richardson is already here. So let me move now and get Dr. Richardson coming back. Doc, thanks for joining us again.
Yes.
It's good to have you back, man.
Yes, Nelson. We were just talking to Eric Judges from Safety International.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out the link. Can you hold on a second? I'm getting an important phone call. Go ahead, take it over from me.
Okay. So yes, indeed, we're going to move to the training issues, but again, I want to go. Okay, so let me try to put this one here. Let me get this one. This one, this one, this one. Okay, so of course, we're here tonight, and it's gonna be a great conversation. Keep sharing the program as you come on, and let's have a great show tonight. Let's have the conversation moving on. Let's have. Okay.
Nelson, sorry I'm back. I was just, trying to get the figure out the link. Sorry guys, we are late starting. We apologize, but I was trying to figure out how to send the link, and I didn't. I finally figured that out. I put it in the chat room, and if anybody needs it, please, it should be there. There's someone. Are you seeing people in the back?
Okay, not yet, not yet.
Yeah. Okay. I think. Can you just share it if you're able to share
Okay,
it?
yeah. I'm doing that now.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
doing
because
that.
yeah, so and that's why I was getting calls, and because people weren't getting it. I actually want to welcome you to Spoon again. Thank you for watching all of our platforms. You are here by way of radio, by way of television, and by way of social media, our Facebook platform. I want to just ask you to share the show. We promise that it's going to be a spirited conversation tonight. We're going to bring you all of the views from different perspectives about the happiness in Liberia. There's a lot of things, as usual, that it's happening in our developing country. So we will bring you the views and ask you to also call in to give your opinions about what is going on in our country. The more we talk, I'm a talking person, talking psychologist. I listen very well to actually, as most of the bulk of my job is listening. The more we talk about things, the more we kind of dissect, the more we kind of agonize and roll over and turn over. It's like you're planting something. When you go to plant something, you got to dig the hole up. You got to roll the ground up a little bit. The more you do that, the better your plant will be. The better growth process that you probably see happening to your plant. So I want to just thank you again for joining us. Share the show. I also want you to know that we have added giving starts. Actually, it was always there, but we're now going to talk about it a little bit more. You can give stars just because Nelson looks good today. If you like what Nelson said, if you really appreciate, like today, I'm so much appreciating his contributions that he's making to Spoon. Nelson actually, when he and I talked earlier, he was running from one activity, he was working, and he had to come to the studio to produce. So Nelson is doing a lot today. If you like, the different panelists, they come with different views. If you like what they're saying, you like that, support that. Send them stars, give them, your support in however way you want to do that. Uh, I also want to tell you that this is your station. We want to keep this station alive because I just can't imagine how important, this station is to many. This is where people come to get the news. So if you know the station is very important to you and you want to keep it alive, it's going to stay alive anyways. But we want your support, we want your engagement, we want to know that this is what you want as well. So Nelson, there were a lot of interesting things that happened in our country today. I'm sure you've been, even though I've been running up and down, running up and down, but you want to just tell the public some of the interesting news as they come in. We want to just welcome all of you. Just welcome. We appreciate you, and just welcome all of you. Share the show. Get a friend. Call a friend. Tell someone that you're watching, and they can come on Spawn as well. Nelson, go ahead. Anything that
Oh
happened
yeah.
that
Um, a lot has been happening today, Dr. Richardson, and the most important one is the fact that today marked the two of the no-go zone enforcement by the Liberian National Police.
Mhm.
And so, like they did on the first day, we saw the police officers out there in the streets enforcing this restriction, the no-go zone. And again, there has always been mixed reactions about this thing, and Liberians have been expressing their views on it. At a point, just before coming here to studio, we had an interaction with some motorcyclists in Congo Town, somewhere around the Ministerial complex. They were also expressing their views on the no-go zone situation, that they embrace it, but there are some issues they want the government to address, one of which has to do with giving them some time. A lot of them spoke of 3 months. They mentioned 3 months. They think the government should give them about 3 months so that they get the requirements, talking about the license, the insurance, the helmet, and all of those different things that the government have laid out. And they talked about how much of a decline they've seen in the past 2 days in terms of their income, what they will generate on a regular day of hustle is not the same. So many of them said, "Oh, on a regular day, we will go out there and we'll make around 3,000 to 4,000 Liberian dollars. But with the regulation, it's difficult to make 500 to 600 Liberian dollars." So they've been having these conversations, with respect to the no go zone thing, and
that's
but
4,000 Liberian dollars? That would be how much?
uh 3 4,000 Liberian dollars is a little okay. So 4,000 Liberian dollars is a little over 20 United States dollars. Yeah. Oh. They make over.
Surprise, surprise! So many people be asking. I just saw, and I put it on, but uh, it's good. Well, I guess many of you who have been asking you got a surprise guest for you coming on, and I'm just looking in the background, putting people in. But I forgot to know that this man is the owner of the former CEO. He knows how to come operate this whole background thing. So when he's ready, he'll bring his set in. Okay, I just didn't want to be have a delay reaction to bringing people in. I'm so used to just clicking it now because I'm getting used to it. Yes, so you said 4,000 is about what, 20 US dollars?
Yeah, it's a little over 20 USD.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
about 21 USD.
There you go. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy you're here today.
Yeah.
So you can take all this show that people be asking you, where
No, no, you try this. You
am
try
I?
this thing.
I'm my best.
You
I'm
try the
doing
show
my best.
thing and you can't make it.
I can't make it. I will admit to that one. Many things I
All
don't
the fighting, you fighting everybody. They gave it to you now. They said do it. You can't do it.
I fighting people. I one of the last people to fight anybody. I one of the very last people, but I can make it because the people just
Everybody
where is
fighting.
Santa? Where is Santa? Where is our CEO?
I
I
got,
do my
I got
best to
my.
get bringing the
You know,
news.
I wasn't well, Dr. Richardson. I wasn't
I
well,
know.
but thank God I'm okay. I'm trying, But I'm here. Nelson, what's up?
Yes, sir. I'm doing
A
good.
lot of story, a lot of things happening. And every
Now
time
I
I
can
watch
start
you guys,
relax a little bit,
I
you know.
feel so I feel so bad, Nelson. President Bwaka travel on private jet. People kept quiet. No, the beginning are hustling for the money on the street. Gregor Coleman said they shouldn't come on the main street. People quiet. All
Okay.
the juicy news.
Mm-hmm.
One of the adoption center, they raped 30 babies, 30 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, rape, sodomized. The investigation was brought on by the American embassy. You're keeping quiet. You ain't telling the Liberian people the news. Hey,
Thank
man.
you. Yeah, take all you here to tea.
Today is Councilor Cooper Crab birthday. I
Yeah,
love ministry.
well, you heard
But
what he
then
did.
they say he hiring all the Geo people from Nima County.
No,
You're
that was,
hiding all the news from the people.
that,
Today we, hey man, hey my Liberian people, y'all hello y'all. All my old man will be running coming.
yeah, come here, please come here, share the show. And we'll play the stars so they
Yombly came to America for me to go see her, I guess sick. I ain't even see Yombly.
I know.
Happy birthday, Minister Cooper Crown. Happy birthday. Wishing you well. We discussed the issue concerning folks who want to say welcome to Spoon Talk. Everybody going to come on. We got some great conversation coming up today. I'm going to be drinking continuously because you know my throat, and you know my legs, and you know since I met Mambe, my foot started hurting. Mambe got to come and explain.
Mommy, oh, come.
Since I met Mambe, I want the Liberian people to ask Mambe because Mambe touched me on my foot, you know, and then my foot started hurting. Since then, my foot can't stop hurting. So y'all got to go ask Mambe what he did to my foot.
Mommy,
You know.
Please come. If you're not
coming. Yeah, man. Dr. Richardson, it's good to see you. It's good to see all our folks. We are back. Let's make this thing happen. We got a lot of information. I'm hearing lawmakers, they're now rewinding the $40 million to giving it to themselves. The people know how to design. And I got to tell the Liberian people this thing. And the people said it wasn't taking $30,000.
I heard, yeah.
Now they begin to rewind. Instead of taking the actual $30,000, they're putting it on a different land budget.
Wow.
I mean, amen. Our country, that a funny country. Our country, that funny country. I mean, we have to be serious. So finally, John Maru have agreed to come on Spoon. Finally, one-on-one with the CEO, we'll be having Jeremy Pierre. We'll be having Gregory Coleman on Sunday. We will have two different segments, Katema and myself, on Sunday. It will be firing. The question about these people on the street, you take them or you give them hammer, we get different form of hammer. Now, say if you want to find a different shape and form of hammer, people put the pot on the head. Some people put this. Hey man, my people, what's going on? Look at it. And, you know, so they hammer I can't fit, man. Look at it all I want. Look, you see people making this thing as a joke.
I'm telling you.
To be frank, look at the classic behind here. He said a hammer. But it would be good that we're going to have this conversation tonight. One day. That ever? Oh, the person look like James. Is that James?
James ready to.
No, this person really look like James. So yeah, we are, Dr. Richardson. I saw you talking about speaking to somebody else. I want to say to all of our followers, all of our friends, it's good to see you. It's good to be back after 3 days. You know, I love to be in the back, you know, to give our folks the time. We're going to have everybody Azedo, Azeva, Fadika, Sam Jackson, Paul Kennedy, Ed Remy Gray, Prince Maxwell, Dr. Bopler, Dr. Richardson. We're going to have our sister Glennie JJ, Fatima. We're going to have Mame. Who else? Everybody. Angie Mama. She got problem. And, you know, she went to the Barbados and she ate some kind of food. She's sick. She went to see the doctor today. Probably she will appear on the show. She called me and, you know, I pray over her. I want to say to all of you, yeah. Leave my talking alone. Yeah. So we're going to do everything we can for us to go ahead to have a wonderful show. Because Spoon Talk, I got a lot of information, what is happening in the various ministries. I want you to know. We'll upload those documents. We'll upload those information for you. So while we have more, let's take phone calls. That's it. Let's just talk to people. Let's ask them, because we start the show officially 9 o'clock Liberia time, 5 o'clock our time. Our guys are coming home. Let's take phone call. Put the phone number up. Let's go ahead. You can find us on Fabric, on Support, on Spoon. We want to give you nothing but the best. So let's take phone calls and let's just go into the conversation. What people are saying about the model, the pen, and the keke, they are not on the street, what they are saying. And we're also going to go back again and ask the question, what you make about Joseph Yima Boyka flying in a private jet? I mean, to me, I got my own reason with that. President Boyka, that's the best thing he can do. Let me say it right now. Nancy, I know you're going to get vexed. But I know people will get vexed. We're discussing. But to get President Boyka to do the job for the Liberian people in the region, Africa, he must fly on a private jet. If he cannot fly on a private jet, he will not do the Liberian people job. I know they're going to get vexed with me. I know that Richardson will be so mad at me. But for President Boyka to work as president, work within the ECOWAS community, within the region, he must fly with a private jet. Anything anybody say, we can have that conversation. Nelson, listen, CDC will get mad. Acid will be crazy. I will say this, and as a matter of fact, I will call the president and say, please do. Anytime you're within the region, fly with a private jet. You know how important it is for you to go from Liberia to Nigeria. If not for private jet, you go through Togo, through Ivory Coast. Well, else you will waste the president time? Why? The president have to fly with a private jet. Now, how he going to get a private jet, the money, and also we're going to talk about it, but it's the good thing that the president fly with private jet. So Nelson, open the phone line, private jet, pen, keke rider. Let's hear the people first. That's what Richard said. I know you've been here talking all your own. Give me a chance, please. Do not interrupt me. I beg you, don't do this today. Don't interrupt me, please. If you interrupt me, I'll put you in the back. Let me tell you. Nelson, open the line now.
055511075 and the WhatsApp number is up. And the folks can now call. Let me take the first call here. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
My name is PM do join you from Chocolate City.
Okay, let's hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so no, my concern had to do with the motorcyclists and Keke Rider.
Yeah.
Okay, Keke Rider living from Red Light to Freeport, they are not banning to carry helmet. But the government has decided to suspend the issue of safety. So this motorcycle to leave from Freeport to Red Light for helmet. Motorcycle to leave from Douala to Freeport for helmet. So what's going on? What policy is that?
Okay, so we're going to take the phone call and we'll address it because we have a lot of information we'll be addressing. Let's hear from you. You can talk about the president flying private jet. You can let us know whether you agree or you disagree. We can talk about the pen and keke drive riding on the street. Let's talk about it. Listen, we got 14 more minutes to go. I will take this call. Your name and where you joining us from?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, lower your receiver now. I'm talking to the phone, please.
Okay, William, I'm calling about the motorcyclists in Liberia.
Yeah.
I was kind of low troubled by the police director, but listening to Spoon this morning interviewing the motorcyclists in Monrovia, they were very clear that everything the director said was true. The guy said he'd been riding motorcycle for so many years and he did not have a license to drive it. He don't even have a license behind his motorcycle. He don't even have a helmet, but then he wants to ride. First of all, then I'm like, how are we accusing the police director when you just admit to what the police director is trying to help you?
Thank you very much. And that's what we're having the conversation now. We want to hear from you. Thank you very much for picking that up. We're gonna take the next call. Go ahead, Nelson. Call the phone number. Let's get the people. Let me take this one. Your name and where you calling us from?
Hello.
Yep, talk to us.
Oh, calling from Lubbock, Texas.
I mean, you can see you calling from my partner said nobody will know, but just call your name and talk to us.
Oh, my name is
He's back.
look at
Yeah.
excuse me.
Remember, lower your receiver, but talk into the phone.
Cool.
Yeah, so talk to us. Which side are you coming from?
Yeah. My thing is about ICJC, and
No, I said Jassy on the show. I said do.
I know my thing is about ICJC and Samuel Doe. I mean, Jason.
What are you talking about?
If they come in the place that they sport the show, so you need to discuss important things you don't need them on the show. That's what I'm calling for.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. I mean, we need the people on the show that will come. We attack them. We attack them fearlessly. I'll sing Eugene Fadiga. Eugene, let me say something to you. It's good to see you. Though you never check on me. You never text to say how you doing. Bad or
Yeah, check say you did.
No. You never check on me, brother. My legs been hurting, and you guys, sat down and do stuff.
In the military or full healthy.
My man, the thing I hear from LDA is about. There's an NSA carry on a massive investigation from Labra LDA.
I don't know.
But why you want quiet? You know something. I will tell you for tonight.
I'm now working with
$7 million investigation. $7 million investigation is ongoing quietly by NSA. One of your directors was cut. Is that true? I will tell the Liberian people. That's why they trust me for. I'm not here to talk play. You had the show for 3 days. You decided something. I have the information. $7 million investigation is ongoing right now by NSA.
That's news to
I want to call all the media institutions to ask NSA what's going on with this investigation. Who is involved? Who is involved? Who have compromised the position? But we'll come back to it. I want to ask you a question, Fadiga. For me, I'm in a position to tell the Liberian people it's okay for President Joseph Boakai to fly on a private jet. I care less what CDC would say. What say you?
Well, it's not about flying on a private jet. I think when you look at the flight route, it's just impossible at time for president to just go commercial. But for a country that cannot afford a private jet right now, we had a president, I don't know whether he purchased it or used it. It was just too much. He was using it every day. He had one parking for the last 6 years. Yeah, I think he still uses it. So I don't know. But for a president, and he went on those vein trips. He didn't bring nothing back.
Listen, between you and myself, you can talk to me.
I agree.
They make a talk to me. President Boakai must fly on a private jet.
No, I won't say must. He doesn't need to.
No. You cannot go within the region without flying on a private jet, and you want to achieve on time. Listen. Let me say this. They don't get
let me tell you something. When Madam said he left, there were times where Nigerian, Ghanaian that have private jet is send a private jet and you borrow it. Nothing wrong. We are poor people.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But we saw Delon attacking. Delon, he was. Let me say this, Fadiga. Delon was attacking Jeremiah Kuhn on OKFM, on Spoon FM. He was attacking Jeremiah Kuhn. Will Delon attack the president today? Will Delon come up to attack President Boakai that he flew on private jet?
So the attack was different. I think he was kind of talking about conflict of interest based on the.
So the vice president own a conflict of interest, but they want a conflict of interest.
A conflict of interest. People borrow him plane, his president use it.
The vice president don't own the plane. That Mahama gave the vice president a ride.
Yeah, I think it was because the individual that gave it, Mahama.
So now you started with Delon. Okay. Dr. Richardson, talk to us.
Well, we're hearing that the vice president had business interests with Mahatma, and so that makes a conflict of interest, because if I have a business interest with somebody and they letting me use the plane, that could influence the way that I think about the business and the decisions that I have to make about the business. That's number one. Number two, another argument that we're hearing is that who's paying for the plane? That's the question a lot of Liberians are asking.
I
In the
agree.
past- in the
We can
past,
talk about who's paying.
yes, in the
We
past
can talk
government.
about how
in
the
the
government is allocating funds for
Say
the
that again.
president of the fry plot. We can discuss how the government is allocating funds. I agree with you. I do, Dr. Richardson. 100%. They need to disclose it. But I don't
Yeah.
think it's a problem for a 79-year-old president, Joseph Yima Boakai, to leave from one country in Africa to another country and wait on commercial flight when he has some. Listen, he just got back. The next morning he was on the road going to fight for Liberia.
So who problem is that?
It's the Liberian people problem because he's doing the Liberian people jobs. Okay, here's my issue. And you said it right. You have to make the people understand that Joe Manuel will lie to us. Okay? You can think of the people that are on the show.
No, he said our morale.
He lied to the Liberian. First of all, he brought cake plane and said I was the Liberian people plane. You remember? Fadiga?
Yeah, the kick plane, yeah.
The cake plane. And he lied to the Liberian people that his friend gave it to him. And that was the issue. But you get JMP said, listen, I'm going to get him beside the poorest country on earth, poorer than Liberia, but I'm going to negotiate. I'm going to find something, maybe in agriculture. I'm going to find something. I'm going to find a relationship within the ECOWAS region. And he did. He went for only 1 day. But Joe Manuel will keep the people playing for 48 days.
For
He
6
will go
years,
to Ghana.
48 days. 6 years.
No. I'm talking about outside of Liberia now. He will go to Ghana and meet you know who. You know who you were going to meet. But talk to me, Fadiga, you're right.
Oh, okay. So for me, it's the transparency issue, you know, at least let the Liberian people know. I think his traveling took a lot of Liberians, his President Boakai's traveling took a lot of Liberians by surprise because they didn't know where he was going. And, you know, all of a sudden, some people just heard or they realized that this plane was waiting for him. So I think they need to be transparent about his travels. Like, just let us know if you know, it's in the interest of Liberian people. Then instead of you just told her that there's money allotted for his traveling. So would that money be used towards the airplane, or is this or donation to us as a country? We just need to know. I want more clarity on that.
My thing is that listen, I need no argument, I need no clarity. Me.
Yeah, I want clarity.
No. I need no argument and no clarity. They will go ahead, CDC will go ahead and go on the fishing expedition. I'm tired. I get headache. Nobody will tell me Tabata tonight. I drag myself to come on Spoon Talk tonight. Because I get people like Asa Doden talking about President Boakai flew in private. So what? Your president flew in private jet for 6 years. Where the private jet now? Where is it?
You know what the man said? He need private jet to kill him morale. Can you imagine?
The man flew in private jet to go look for all his 10.
I won't kill my morale.
I can tell Tabata, the president of the Republic of, as a matter of fact, I think Joseph Yima Boakai should put in the budget that they should have a private jet ready for the president and the vice president on any given day. I do support it. I said, though you don't travel. When last you left Liberia? 4 years ago. What are you talking about? Have you been to Ghana? No. You know how hard it is to get to Ghana or Nigeria? Let's stop this thing, man. Yeah, I agree with you, James. With this standard, it's a damn hypocrite. I agree with you, Jimmy. I mean, we still friends. You can call me hypocrite, no problem. I agree with you. But I will say this. The president, I would tell President Boakai, whenever you're leaving, you must fly on a private jet. If it is within the given time, I would tell the president. Once it is available, once the other country leaders send it for you. Let that Uncle Sam, leave me in the chat room, man. He yet texting me, telling me nonsense. Leave me alone, Uncle Sam. And you want to talk? I said, welcome to the show, man. I don't want to see you today, but welcome.
Yeah, Sano, you took your medicine. You okay? I want you to calm down.
I'm good. I'm not in pain. I'm good. I took that, you know, I'm really good.
You're very good. No, I want you to calm down because I'm seeing like the pressure is going up too much.
Listen, let me tell you something. Let me say, Asido, listen to me.
Yeah.
I hate when you guys do this. Did you question George Manuel when he was in the atmosphere of enjoyment and lie to the Liberian people that somebody from Burkina Faso or another terrorist gave him a private jet? Did you question him? No, you didn't. But move from here, man. Let hear something. Jose Yima Bwaka will fly private jet. He will not waste his time.
So it's good to be back on the show and good to have you back, Stanton. I agree with you. I agree with you, Stanton. This is the first time you and I are on the same side. Hey, listen, that Mr. Yeah, that Mr. Bwaka fly private jet.
Thank you.
And guess what? Guess what, Stanton? It is not only Mr. Bwaka who is flying private jet now. My own man, Jeremiah Kun, is also flying private jet. Hey, guys, fly private jet, man. So you know what? When you're using the Liberian people understand how you food them. And now this is the thing. Listen, hey, if the Minister of Justice going fly private jet, Minister, look, listen, I agree with you, Stanton. Stanton, I can see the love in your face, brother. I can see the love in your face. But hey, you just not make it. Can you imagine?
Because you continue taking time, she'll put you in the back again. She'll put you in the back again.
How this rescue team lie and fool the Liberian people, and the Liberian people went with it. But let's put joke aside. During the time of President Weir, when I was looking at Stanton clip the last time, I said, "Wow, Stanton was yelling. Oh, Stanton, you was dealing with John Weir, man." I was looking at it. But during this time, President Bwaka and his vice president are both flying private jets around the place. It is in the time when civil servants have not gotten paid yet. Don't forget. It is in the time where you keep dismissing Liberians. It's okay for me. I want the entire government to ride private jets. Our Liberian
can you lower the volume? Something
our Liberian people have eyes. They don't need
man. Listen, some of us say, you can't hear your lecture, man. Leave her alone.
But how despicable it is for you to fool and lie to the people and rub it in their faces. That you know what? I beat on Joria for riding private jet. I will take private jet from Spain and I will ride on private jet. How many more things that you criticize you still doing? Why it is
I said, do it one-on-one. I said, your partner, do it one-on-one. Do it one-on-one. Let me say this. No matter what you say tonight,
I know
to you and Jackson, you can go up, you come down. I will ask President Joseph Yima Bwaka, give him the time. When any president send private jet for him, and if it is safe, within the security realm, he should go on private jet.
Yeah, I agree.
When he attended ECOWAS meeting, he should go on private jet.
Hey, Labrie was still on
the Don't do that thing.
Hey, Labrie.
No. We should take a position and hold on to that position.
The food like
I see you interrupting also. You just came and started interrupting.
I want for now.
This is not one-on-one. This is not one-on-one. You are not up to the level to do one-on-one with me. Don't do this. This is not one-on-one. No. That's what Richard said. Before we welcome Uncle Sam Jackson, I want to say to you, all Liberians here remain. Now, people are coming to the show. It's 9 o'clock. We are about to start this thing. But the first conversation here tonight, it was a good thing. You're not going to waste Joseph Bwaka time to stay online.
I know, right?
You lied to us about cake playing. You lied. Your government lied to us.
Bravo, rescue. Bravo.
We're going to waste our time to stay online.
I know, right?
A meeting in the region.
Hey, yo.
If Nigeria president sent private jet, and if it is okay, the president will fly on private jet. Make no mistake. I can call your political leader within the Senate. He will agree with me. I can call Nathaniel McGill right now. He will agree with me. Nathaniel McGill fully agree with me.
No, we all agree. I agree.
Then don't waste my time. That's what Richard said, man.
The vice president, the president, everybody.
The issue of private jet, and I mean, team I stand is that we need to be transparent about it. You know, the president needs to share with the Liberian people that his friend is offering this to the Liberian people at no cost for them, based on the fact that he met a leaked coffer. Liberia is not in a position to buy its own plane, to rent its own plane, because the previous government looted the country. So that is what we need to know. We need to know that there's no money. On the other hand, the money that is in the president in the budget for the president's travel should also be explained to us. How is he going to use it? In what travel is he considering using the money for? Is it domestic, or is he going to use it for international travel as well? But my position is still the same. Now I understand that I don't buy the argument that he can't stay in line. He can stay in line at any other Liberian. Okay, but I honestly, and I don't see the security implications either. They have a way of the people who he pays to tell us and keep us informed. They can inform us without giving us security.
Well, you are quite correct, Dr. Richards. Well, I think the executive marshal should come clean, like you're saying, and pull out the information, and we know exactly where this thing coming from. Let's welcome Uncle Sam Jackson to the show. Again, man, we are not here to take frog to a beauty pageant. Go back and Asido talking all the plenty nonsense. I'm sorry, Asido, nonsense from me to you is not a curse, but yes, indeed. I don't let me go there, Asi. My head hurting. Maybe let me find some Tylenol. Can you talk, Uncle Sam, while I find Tylenol to take? Asido yet to give me headache.
I got headache. I'm fighting with State Farm. I'm fighting with my bank. I'm fighting with the water company. I'll tell you the other day, Dr. Richardson, about how America is.
Why you fight with the water company? Come on, Ali.
Well, I talk about in America, man. I went to the bank to go do something. They say I'm gonna bring my bill. Okay, I get my bill electronically, right? So I showed them the email. They say they need is the statement. I said, but this is the statement. But then on the statement, on the thing that they sent me, they didn't put my whole address there below for privacy reasons, Oh my God. So but we finally resolved it. But so America, Center, I'm a raising family here, living here is my God. Now they place here stand and I can take it. In fact, Georgia getting too hot now. It's about 89 degrees outside. I just want to go home now. It's rainy season. I can just chill out. I'm tired with America. I'm coming home soon. Yeah, this is not a place for an old man to be at the age. I'm tired.
But I thought you said I play for old man to be Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam, what's your take on this private jet issue, man? We gotta move on.
Man, to me, okay, I know how I say feel about it, but it's not an issue that I have a lot of passion for, right? In the scheme of things, in the order of priority for me, in terms of the things I'm concerned about, a woman I want to go and take a rocket. Let Elon Musk give him a rocket for him to fly. I don't really care. That's my position. That's what I have to say.
I agree with you. Let me say this. What hurt the Liberian people is because Joey lied. That was the issue. Joey lied. That was the main issue.
But Stanton, let me ask you.
You say you fiddle in. I don't come by and bug me again.
I'm asking you a question, right?
No, but you say you fiddle in and you coming by again.
But you counter it. You say you agree with me. So let me just we're having a dialogue. This is not a monologue, right? Look, Jawia was booted out of power, which is unusual for a first-time president in an African country. He's gone. He's finished. He's finito. He's a private citizen. So anytime people bring anything up, you can't say, well, Jawia did it or Jawia lied about it or what have you. You all have the Mandela State Authority to do anything.
You want us to erase the past?
Yes.
What you calling for?
Erase the past.
Uncle Sam, Uncle Sam, hold on. If we erase the past, Uncle Sam, then we'll never ever agree that you, Uncle Sam, you're in jail.
Okay.
That you, Uncle Sam, you work at the Commerce Ministry, but I don't want to make this about you. Yeah. We cannot erase the past.
So
it was because of the past. It was because of the past that we had to remove Josh.
That's right. So the way to erase the past, if there were transgressions that people committed, criminal actions against the government of Liberia, you have your state institutions to pursue them in a legal environment. But to come and to justify current presidential action because of what George Weah did, to me, it's not a credible argument.
Let me borrow 5 minutes, 5 seconds from you. So you know the issue here, like you said, I'm encouraging the government to take private jet anywhere they go. Anybody, even assistant minister, they all can take private jet. But there's the thing, it's not about the 5% on the set. I don't have much interest on the 5% on the set. My interest actually lies in the
You don't
Liberian.
have much interest in yourself because you make us 5.
The Liberian, yeah, including myself, about the plea issue. It's about the Liberian people. The people listening to us, or who will be listening later, who remember the amount of time they have heard beating from all sides about private jet. And they are now hearing somebody say it is sweet now to do it. That is fine. It is not my issue. Even the security in Mr. Barker's office can take private jet. That's okay. But the people are not stupid. And now Stanton is now saying that the people can say, well, because Joey lied. That's what he's saying today. Fine. Liberians are not stupid in as much as somebody wants the people to believe that they don't have no sense. The people can see. They know what they heard just few months ago. And today, you are even doing worse. Your vice president took a private jet. And let nobody come, let me end on this. Let nobody come and say a friend offer you. There is, unless you don't understand government, but there is something in the code of conduct that you cannot take certain gift above certain amount. So that is not something I'm going to respond to anyways. But it is interesting to know where we are.
Thank you. Fatiga, real quick. We got to move on. I'm not going to listen to Asadu lecture me on private jet.
Uncle Sam and
Asadu got no moral right to lecture anybody on private jet. God will strike him if you continue in this lane. Go ahead.
If we need advice, we'd rather seek it from a dead man than to ask Asadu to give us his advice. The thing here is these guys blindly supported an individual that exploited the country for the last 6 years and didn't say anything. They do not want us to talk about the past because they know that what they did, the looting of that country, they want us to bury it. That is why I pray that the asset recovery can move out of 5 GSP and start getting after the Korea after this guy. They sit here, oh no, we don't want you to talk about the past. Look, let me tell you something. There's a vast difference between what is going on between President Boyka and what happened on President Weah. We watched the video where the president came and sat on national TV said, "My man, I need private jet to kill my morale." We do not have a president now that is trying to kill morale with private jet. We have a real, sound, serious-minded president that is willing to do the Liberian people work. And Asado is wrong. You cannot put value the code of conduct. Seriously, what the price tag you place on plane ticket? There's nothing wrong in our neighbors offer. It's a government to government.
No, you can't take
government. Like you say, you cannot take money from the United States government. I mean, how can you even be making those kind of pedestrian argument? I mean, it's a pedestrian argument. You cannot even expect man to be making
I'm sure Senator DeLong will not be one of those people who will keep quiet on this. I'm waiting to hear Senator DeLong. Senator DeLong will speak for the Liberian people.
The people look at the country, they still.
I mean, I said, get him a chance to speak now.
Just save me. Mute your tongue, my man. You know, honestly, these guys Uncle Sam do not want, he dread the fact that we are discussing the past. Because you know what happened in the past? The past, understanding our past, will prepare us for the future and make sure that that doesn't happen. We're going to put in place those deterrent mechanisms that will prevent this from happening. Where in peacetime, the largest peacetime looting of our country since 1847 happened in the last 6 years. And we're going to continue to talk about it. Because the more we talk about it, we're going to remain fresh in the Liberian people's mind, and they're going to keep pushing us until we do something about it. And that is why this is all about. Every time I'm given the opportunity, I will talk about it. Because the private jet is still there. President Boyka came from the US on a commercial flight. Where transatlantic in Africa, it's difficult to travel around Africa because we do not have enough planes. Just to go from here, one country, you got to go all around. Something that 3 hours, you take more than 10 hours, 20 hours to get to one destination. So yes, it makes sense that the president can take private jet, especially one that has been borrowed by his colleague in the sub-region. That is what we do. He knows that he's not flamboyant, he's not flashy. You know, he's not trying to kill morale. You know, he's not looking for Julia in other neighboring countries. He got one wife for over 40 years. That is what is happening now in the presidency. So I said, spare all the empty speeches. If we need advice, we'll take it from a dead man, but we'll not be asking you. Send that, I'll give it back to you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We have to go. I said, you got nothing to reply to, nothing to respond to. We got to move.
If you give me 50 seconds, I will respond to. I'll definitely respond to. That's what we're here for. And
do it quick now. Do it quick.
You cannot say anything to debunk that.
Do it quick.
Well, it's not about debunk. I don't want to debunk your English note or your whatever note it is. But this is it. It is an insult in the faces of Liberians who are listening. And I'm sure a lot of the rescue folks are disappointed. Can you see anybody who voted for Joseph Boakai who really thought that President Boakai would be riding private jet today? No. There's not. Oh, there's not. But they are seeing it.
It's not the same.
Alone.
Our people are happy that the president is working for them.
At least during our time,
people are happy.
The vice president wasn't flying private jets, and now you are comparing a one celebrity, someone with fame who knew all of these people around the place, to a very less known person and who has not had that status of enjoying fame, taking a private jet now. It's okay.
All right, so I said thank you. I said thank you. I said thank you. Let move on to something. Let move on to something. Let's move on to something. I say your 15 seconds is over. Your 15 seconds is over. If I were in your shoe, I would be defending Joe Weah because he came over to your place and visited your mother who is not well. We give God praise that she's recovering. We are grateful. So you would bend over and do anything you can to defend Josh Weah. He have entered your yard. He visited you.
I've always
okay. So I will say this, and I will just let it go because President Weah was a failed president. He is a failed former president. He lied to the Liberian people on the private jet issue. He would take private jet to go visit all his tintin all around the world. He would take private jet to go do what he wants, not in the people's interest, but this Joseph Yima Boakai is doing everything in the interest of the Liberian people. You go figure it out. That's why Uncle Sam choose not to speak on it because he's a man with wisdom. He's a jam. He understands where we're coming from with this whole thing. He know that President Boakai, will never ever fail him. Uncle Sam Raya know that Joe Weah failed him. Joe Weah lied to him on the kid plane. He told me. He said Joe Weah was a disgrace when he talked about that cake plane.
I never said Joe Weah was a disgrace. I said the cake plane was a disgrace.
Okay. Never spoke with President.
But I said we're not talking to you now. I said
cake plane was a disgrace.
Nothing to do with cake plane. The plane is
but we're not talking to you.
So it's okay.
We're not talking to you though. I said you heard your own partner say George Barnett Weah in the cake plane was a disgrace. He said it.
You can look for all of the leaves around the tree to talk about private jet, but the people listening to you are so shocked, and they are so surprised to see that our president today is getting on private jets to fly. By the way, you don't even know what the president went for to Guinea-Bissau. He went.
If you want to know, ask.
He went to Guinea-Bissau, according to his chief of staff, the Minister of State, to discuss the things that are happening in the ECOWAS region. Unfortunately, Tinubu of Nigeria happens to be the chairman of ECOWAS. He couldn't go to Tinubu. He did not attend any of the three functions, but he's going to Guinea-Bissau to discuss ECOWAS on a private jet. And here we are.
We have a mute president for 6 years. And you want to compare you?
Thank you. I want to bring on. Let's talk. I said thank you. I said thank you very much. Uncle Sam, 3 days I was off, right? After we discussed as a recovery, things started coming back. Uncle Sam, I really want us to understand where are we with as a recovery. We got new document, we got information we want to share. But Uncle Sam, is it over for us a recovery? That's it?
Well, so look, President Boakai needs to recalibrate. He must accept the fact that asset recovery is at a standstill, and there is serious infighting in there. Martin Colley said that the leadership of the asset recovery team is corrupt. He said that. He said that, okay? I have spoken to other people close to the asset recovery people, and they are telling me that they are not happy. In fact, they were expecting some mass resignation. When you guys, and then I don't want to say I told you, when the asset recovery team was announced, the 15 people, I said this doesn't appear to me like how it's done. So I did a small research. I found out with asset recovery, you name a special prosecutor or lead counsel, and then he employs like lawyers, investigators, forensic auditors, and others. You don't put political activists on an asset recovery team. And then also, you don't take a very controversial former head of the LSCC who has some integrity problems and put him to the headline institution that be going after corruption. So that was clearly a mistake. So now he needs to say to people, look, I made a mistake. I mean, he may not have to speak it like that, but just to reconstitute the asset recovery team and put in people with the credibility, the expertise, right? And who can do it in quick order and demonstrate all of the accusations that have been going, that the CDC government looted, they did this, because if the public does not see anything within the next 3 to 6 months, they will be very, 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 very disappointed, and the asset recovery process will lose credibility to the Liberian people. That's what I believe.
So let me, on this very serious note, folks, again, share the show. We are here on this Thursday, and I want you to understand something about asset recovery. Clark Edward Martin, the councillor, the chairperson, said he have not received any amount. Nobody gave him any money. You heard Emmanuel Gongwe talking about 311,000. Martin spoke about 311,000. Fadiga, I'm shocked. Through some messages we have obtained, text messages, Clark Edward saying that he have not received anything, no money. I mean, how can you help solve this? I mean, talk to us for a minute.
My problem with the asset recovery, honestly, there's not. We have little teamwork. The exuberance that I see from those gentlemen. I always talk about government bureaucracy. I do not know Cloud Mountain, so I just do not want to pressurize him before I know detail about him. But what I do know is that we have certain bureaucracy around here, or like a cabal here, that tend to store things. They work together, or whenever things that they happen, they have a way of storing it because of personal interest. I listened to Martin Cordy, I listened to Emmanuel Gongwe, and then there seemed to be 1-2 for Alex Coffey. So my dad used to say, one person says something about you, that person probably hate you. 2 person, that person, But when 3 or 4 people start saying the same thing about you, then probably it's time to check yourself. So based on that, I'm kind of scrutinizing Clyde Martin and see that he needs to find a way to work with his team. If he's not working with 2, 3, 4 person, something happens. So as far as the money is concerned, I don't know. The budget just passed. The president just signed the budget. But there were money allocated for 100 days deliverable, or that 300,000. I do not know if it's clear. I'm going to personally do my research tomorrow to see if that money was actually disbursed. If it was disbursed, then we have to. But I do not want us to just be speculating.
Fatiga, I know you're under extreme pressure. You will never speak freely. It's something about you since you left the U.S. and tried to get this job in the government. You never speak freely. Like we're hearing it in your voice. We're hearing it, Fatiga. You want to say it, but you're afraid. It's something that's holding you back. Be free, my man. Be free. Be free. We have messages here. I'm trying to upload. Right,
yeah,
Uncle Sam.
That would change my mind, but for now.
Yeah, and the puppet said no, he didn't receive any 300 and some more $1,000. He was chatting with some of the journalists that out there, and he said he didn't. So somebody lying. It's the 311,000 were given to them prior to the budget being signed. It got nothing to do with the budget.
I think it was, we can find out. Still, no, I will do my research tomorrow. I promise.
No, we can't wait for tomorrow. We don't believe in your research. We don't wait for tomorrow.
Let's come back tomorrow.
If anytime you say you're doing research, you try to slow the story down, Uncle Sam. That's how you try to behave.
You try to cover up and engage.
Yeah.
No cover up.
Yeah, ain't nobody stupid.
It's just speculation.
No, it's not. Martin Cody wrote a document, 3 pages. It wasn't speculation. Alex Coffey wrote. It wasn't speculation. Emmanuel Gongwe came on the show. It wasn't speculation. How will you call it a speculation?
Have you listened to Claude Martin?
Yeah, Claude Martin, I'm about to show you what he said. I'm about to show you what he said.
I think I read what he said.
No, you didn't read it because I'm the only person that have it. You didn't read it.
If that the other one that he said attacking Emmanuel Gongwe, then I read that part.
So let me welcome Fatima. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us, Fatima.
Fatima, welcome.
Thank you.
Ibenu.
Ikpo Kaikwe.
Okay, Kasabe Kabame, he said, where?
Kamaya Benatama.
He said, my cat.
So you're feeling now? Can we move on?
You jealous because we're speaking VAR?
No. We are on international show. People want to watch the show. They are talking about Baka. Who the Baka? That Baka you're talking about? That named Baka. So, but Fatima though, the asset recovery thing is painful. I'm uploading all the documents for our folks to see. Something is happening here. Okay, people are saying asset recovery is RIP, rest in peace. They are dead on arrival right now. There is nothing moving. Everything is in a standstill. And I think the president got to step in because this is number one stuff that have brought disgrace. The expectation of Liberian people that yes, indeed, they're going to recover assets. They're going to recover those stolen wealth. Here we are today talking about everybody leaving Clamati. Why do you think they are leaving him? Why do you think people are resigning? Why do you think people are leaving him? Fatima, why?
I think people have different leadership styles, and I think I don't particularly know him. I've heard of him, but I think what he needs to do, they need to just sit down, regroup, get the facts together, and come out correct. You know, I think the last time when it came out, it was a little bit disgruntled. You know, people were not. They were not really focused on. They didn't have warrants. They were just doing their own things. I think now they need to just regroup, get together, identify roles, you know, as a team, be a really, really, really a tight team, identify their roles, and then move forward with the asset recovery. But just the way they came out the last time, I don't think it would have gone well. So
why do you think Martin Cody threatened to leave, Alice Coffey threatened to leave, Emmanuel Gongo left? A lot more of them saying they're going to leave. They just don't like Councillor Clark Martin.
That's what I'm saying. I said, the team itself, you know, is a bunch of men with strong egos. Everybody, you know, they are egotistic, and I think they just need to come together for the common good. And in so doing, they need to lay down their weapons and come together as a strong team if they want to really work on recovering assets and making sure that they do it in a calculative and organized manner. I just think that's what they need to do.
So yeah, we are. Uncle Sam. There's a message between Councillor Martin and few journalists, right? They reach out to him, and I'm trying to find this because it will be important for us to play. And he said there is no 300,000. He said there is none. He said nobody should even dream about it. So who lied, Uncle Sam?
So here is the thing, right? One of the things that I was shocked about in the Martin letter, and that was also confirmed by Emmanuel Gongwe, was that there have been accounts payable booked on behalf of the asset recovery. I think like $46,000 to lease a building. Then there was about $9,000 or $9,800 for 6 months for some billboard. And they're claiming that these accounts payable, these commitments from the asset recovery team did not abide by the PPCC regulations. You know, and that is troubling. And these were allegations made by people who have strong, appear to have strong moral standing within the Liberian community. Ogonkwe, a Martin Colley, and some other people that I spoke to, which I'm not privileged to say here, but they're very concerned about the lackadaisical way that Clyde Martin is running this thing. I know the gentleman, okay? Maybe there's a bit, he's still a little bit like Abu Kidi. He's too anxious to show something, and maybe he's trying to right some historical wrong. But Stanton, when they put you in charge of something as monumental as that, and that will have such effect upon the body politic in terms of support for the incoming administration, you got to be very careful. Stanton, do you know why they can be cussing me, say, I work for Doe, I work for Taylor, I work for Team, but they never say that as a role? I don't go near money. I've never gone near money in my life. Everywhere I work, that book business. They can say 25 pages for $25,000 or whatever, I don't care. But they can never, but these people are not afraid. That fear is not there. The fear for the need to be associated with something out there in the public is very troubling. And Clyde Martin needs to come out clearly, call a press conference, and lay some of these allegations to rest for his own integrity. And that's somebody I sat and drank with, 23, 24 years ago, we were all relatively young. And I don't want him to get corralled in this mess. I'm feeling bad for him. I really do. I'm really, really feeling bad for him. He needs to come out. He needs to say something publicly. He needs to have a meeting with the president to clear himself. But the public need to know that those allegations are not true, because it's very troubling. And it will kill the morale of the president. If asset recovery goes the way that it's going, it will be very damaging to the Boyka administration. It will undermine his link to the public, because one of the links that Joe Boyka has to the public is that he's a man of moral compass, he's incorruptible. But if it shows that this corruption is happening on his watch and he's doing nothing about it, it will be very damaging.
So here we are, right? Few journalists in the country sending me this information. This is one of the messages sent me. All right. So Clyde Martin is in the white. He responded to the journalists. The task force is proceeding if keeping with its mandates. We are proceeding in keeping with law. We are not, okay, I will read as it is. We are not heard, not saying. We are not heard, not saying, because we are conducting our investigations in keeping with the rule of law. We have made tremendous progress towards this. Then they asked him, yes, this is good. And this is the status the public need to know about cancer.
Exactly what I said.
And more, this is important. Now, I want us to read the follow through of the text message on the issue of funds. Uncle Sam, we have not received a dime. For the last 2 to 3 months, the tax force has been using my law firm with all the facility without no cost to government. As we speak, the force is still using my firm. Uncle Sam, I'm kind of taking back to this one. This is Clyde Martin saying that they've been using his law firm. Is that how it should have, that's the way to proceed?
It cannot proceed that way. It cannot proceed that way. And okay, I blame him, but I also blame is there any monitoring on the part of, let's say, the Ministry of Justice or some other legal agency that will monitor activities of the asset recovery to show to demonstrate that they are abiding by laws, they are operating under the legal mandate, and they are moving according to our criminal laws and all of that? Who is guiding this process? Who is in charge? That is the reason why, Stanton, I said from the very beginning, the asset recovery team needs to have a top-notch legal arm. Then they need to have top-notch forensic.
I understand that. Let me ask somebody though. Uncle Sam, back in Fadiga. there was no structure in place for asset recovery that Cloud Mountain is operating from his law firm. Is this a joke? So the first procedure to go out there and arrest Gracious Ra, it was from Councilor Martin law firm. There's nothing in place, Fadiga.
Well, Cloud Martin was appointed to lead this organization. I don't see the rush. I don't know why they rushing when they could have sat down and gotten everything in place before going after those guys. I do not see a teamwork. Sometimes when you appoint an entire institution, but that's not even a problem. Because I've seen people that brought their own people and still have. So sometimes when you appoint the whole institution, give them time for them to work together. But some people just seem to be harder to work with, as we are seeing with Cloud Mountain. Because what he's saying using a law firm, I'm suspecting conflict of interest as well if you continue on that route. Because
now you're making the case, because this is where Martin Corley, Emmanuel Gongwe, Ellis Coffey say no. People been using money. That's what Uncle Sam was just saying.
But that's the easy way to do it.
It's a conflict. How can Councilor Martin say he using his law firm for one of this bigger project that is on the mind of Joseph Yiman Bwaka as a do? How can Councilor Martin operate from his own personal law firm, right? Using all his typewriter, using his computer, keeping government secret, making it public to those that work within his law firm. It is concerning. I think it is.
Well, it should be concerning, but if it is concerning, I don't know if that should be real. Or something would be concerning if you did not expect it. What did you expect of the rescue government? I'm not sure you expected something more than what you are saying today. Again,
so after I finish, I will now come to you. When I finish my talk, I'm not coming to you. I'll go to somebody else.
Every time we come to this asset recovery, we will come back to the same thing we said from day one. That is proving truth today. The asset recovery scheme was meant to fail simply because even the president did not have interest in recovering assets. The president had interest in going after George Weah officials. And once that is the intent of any national issue, you are doomed to fail. Let's take it one at a step. First off, the government is only interested in recovering assets from 2018. Let someone tell me Liberia has not lost any asset 2017. Or the argument is George Weah did not recover it, so let it go, though we know it is there. That alone is problematic. Number two, you appointed people on the asset recovery team that have throughout their life been on Facebook. Everything they post, George Weah that this, Mange that this, Twitter that this. Then you appointed them on a serious issue. Thirdly, you have the head of asset recovery coming on national television and lying to the Liberian people that President Weah did not declare asset when he knew that wasn't truth. It only tells you the intent of that whole asset recovery stuff. Again, we have said over and over, it is a good thing. I welcome the idea for the country, but I will always say, because I know what I'm saying, asset recovery will get all of the fight back against it. If the only intent is to target George Weah official, if the only intent is to bring people on board who over the years have always, anything they post on Facebook is about Nathaniel Maggie and George Weah.
Thank you.
Anyway.
I'll tell you, let me read the other message and I'll bring in Dr. Richardson and Fatima. So this is the other message right here. On the issue of funds, like he said, the tax force has been using my law firm with all the facilities without no cost. And that what Fadiga you say is conflicting. No cost to the government. It cannot be true. As we speak, the force is still using my firm. So as of today, they stay at the law firm. But I told to say they pay $45,000 for a rented building. Just to remind you guys, the document out there, they pay for a rental building. I believe that we have a committee road. That's why he said a committed role to play in this country. On this note, I told all members to start immediate work that we have gathered thus far is from personal commitment. Yes, this is Councilor Martin speaking though. Yes, this is why we are included in the budget. We are to be paid. On this note, I issue a general caveat to all members to make full disclosure, if any, what on the payroll of any agency. It is from this action that a campaign of propaganda has been launched. We have to maintain our integrity and independence. Dr. Richardson, before our sister Fatima, let me ask you the question. They are operating from Cloud Mountain office. It's big. He said he's receiving nothing. Freely you give, freely you shall receive. He is giving freely.
And I have a big thing to tell you, Stanton, something very big. People from the asset recovery, some of them are texting me, and they told me that they're reporting to the Minister of State with a portfolio for special services, who's not a lawyer.
Samuel Stikwa.
Yes, that's what they're reporting to. He's not a lawyer.
Yeah, they said it on the show.
And then some of them are they claiming that that Martin is on investigation. He was fired from the Ministry of Commerce. They pull him a lot of dirt on him, and I don't want to be the happen.
Yeah, thank you. I get what Dr. Richard said because we get all of that, but I want Martin text messages to speak for himself, and this is exactly what Martin's saying. He opened his office, his law office, to asset recovery. The government not paying him. They will be receiving money from the budget. Dr. Richard said a lot of confusion here, though.
Yeah, you're right. There is a lot of confusion going on. And there's mixed reactions, mixed story. On the one hand, my Councilor
for the 5,000 for the building, you're right.
On the one hand, Councilor Martin is saying that Martin is talking because not Martin, Congo is talking because he's double dipping. And there's people that are saying, oh, they rented a building. Now he's saying that no, they rented his office. But Liberia is complex, it's convoluted, it's damaged. Okay, so there would be a period. This period is like a period that we got to find ourselves. I believe we are finding ourselves, and as long as people are being transparent about what they're doing, that they are speaking to the Liberian people, conflict of interests might be seen differently in this case. Okay, because I had some time to ponder this situation. If we're talking about a situation like this developed country where we can speak about conflict of interest because there's a separation between entities and things. But in Liberia, everything is convoluted, it's complex, it's interrelated.
So you using my words now, Dr. Richardson?
What are your words, Uncle
Convoluted.
Well, yeah, I mean it's how intelligent people speak, but yeah. So, but anyway,
you call me intelligent?
Oh, okay.
I'm just joking, man. So go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I know. So this is kind of what I'm thinking about it. It's something that I really need to think about because when I speak about austerity measures, this is what people who have signed up to do government jobs, they're going to have to do some things that are extraordinary. Sometimes there's spaces, they're going to do jobs that they will not get paid for, as long as they are keeping the public informed. That they are not expecting. I hope Clyde Martin is not expecting to get paid for using his office. Okay, I hope that he's being confidential about government information. If he is, putting a checkbox to those things, then I can see some reasoning why he's doing what he's doing. As far as what's going on between Mr. Gongwe, what's going on between he and Martin Colley, I really want to see that information because too many mixed messages coming out of there. So that's what I have to ask.
I'm kind of confused because I believe that Councilor Martin said they're getting paid. It's in his text message. They are paying and they're going to pay them. He's not doing nothing for free.
They're going to pay them or they are getting paid. Which one?
So let me put a text message up and you can read it for yourself.
Okay, yeah.
There you go.
Where he said that on the issue of funds, we have not received a dime. For the last 2 to 3 months, the task force has been using my law firm with all their facilities without no cost to government. As we speak, their force is still using my firm. So they have not received a dime, right? Where am I missing something?
He's saying they're going to get paid, but they have not received a dime. They are in the budget. If you can read it, I believe that we have a committed role to play in this country. On this note, I told all members to start immediate work that we have gathered thus far is from personal commitment. Yes, this is why we are included in the budget. We are to be paid. Dr. Rich is saying we are to be paid. On this note, so they will pay them. He know that they will get paid. The issue here is that they said they have rented of space for 45,000, I think 45 or 47,000 office space. Why are they still out Councilor Mountain now? Knowing very well you had no office space, but you catching Pempe Gracious Ra or Keke Gracious Ra. It was confusing. Why was there haste?
Well, the 45,000 issue, I do have some problems with. Just to put that out there, I don't think that if people are not getting paid for 2 to 3 months and then you rent a $45,000 space, I have some concerns about that. That's too much money. I don't have any problem with them investigating Gracious Rise. I don't have any.
I don't say it's our problem. My thing is that you are operating from your office. It's conflict. I'm not saying your problem with Gracious Rise, or if you do. I don't care less who they arrest. My thing is that you have not settled in yet. You're not even built an office yet. In the next few days, you're on the street catching people illegally. That's why the Supreme Court threw out the case. Seriously. That's why the Supreme Court said, you're going to come back. And I think Councilor Martin is in some serious trouble here. He is. Now, let me bring in Fatima, and then Conor Gray will come and go like Christmas light. Fatima, just end on this thing. We got to go to Labor Ministry to hear what happening with Councilor Cooper Cry. The information that he's hiring all the GIO people to that ministry over for the one of them. But I was able to speak to Councilor Cooper Cry, and I will call him on the show tonight. So Fatima, and on this asset recovery, please.
Yeah. Before I even go back to the asset recovery, I just wanted to address some things that my comrade Isaac Du was saying. I mean, you can come here with speeches, you can come here with prepared notes and to continue to accuse this government. If we go back and start to just try to talk about the last government, Uncle Sam is saying, oh, George Weah left power, so now we should move forward. But before we move forward, let's just sit back and.
You don't have enough time though. When you said to asset though, then you're not talking about asset recovery though.
I will talk about it would be 1 minute.
We got to move.
All right. But I was saying my own.
I'm just saying we got to move. If you do it, then you're not talking about asset recovery.
No problem.
Okay.
It's part of asset recovery. All I'm saying is that they know what they did to this government. They stole a lot of the government resources and they left the government with nothing. This government has no monies left in the coffers. And so if we decide to recover assets, I don't think you'll be dictating us on what year to go, on which year to start. It is not your prerogative. Seriously, the government will see fit what to do, when to start, and when to go. All I'm thinking about, they should have collaboration. They should be organized. They should reach out to the Justice Ministry. They should also make sure that the courts are involved with proper warrants, and they should have a team effort. That's all. None of you guys will say this and that. First, George Weah left the government broke and naked. There is nothing there. So when we I know you say, well, let's move forward. But you know what? It's good to take a step back. God,
I will come to you. We'll start with this one, Fatima. Let me bring up Labor Minister Cooper Cry. What is on the paper today? Nepotism at Labor Ministry. Fadika, I want to come to you. I say, if you're not with us, can you go in the back and have that conversation? I said, though.
So we coming on after recovery, right?
Yeah, we'll come back to you. Keep me late, my brother. We'll come back to you. We'll have your time. I said, we'll come back to you.
Coming up, but I'll chime in on that asset recovery. I'm on your side anyway.
Thank you. Fadiga, nepotism at Labor Ministry. Listen, this is Councilor Cooper Crowd. He was nominated to go to Justice Ministry, then they sent him over to Labor Ministry. The issue, something is happening here, Fadiga. What's your thought?
I've not really followed the story, but what I do know is nepotism.
Fadiga, I beg you, since I've uploaded the information, let me put it up. Not this one. I want to put what one of the reporters out there, Sekou Sherry, put out there today. You can read it if you want. It was put out there by the Civil Service Agency. Josiah Joker.
Let me read it and then I will jump. Can you skip?
Okay, I think I put it in the chat room. But it's disturbing. But Councilor Cooper Crowd responded as well. So you want to come back, Uncle Sam? Yeah. Talk to us about this, Uncle Sam.
So Cooper Crowd, I know him, but this gentleman, everywhere he goes, there is some controversy. And I'm not calling into question his integrity, but some people, just have that kind of spirit when it goes someplace. They always engender controversy, a lack of cooperation, and all that kind of stuff there. And of course, Cooper Kwa was appointed because Joseph Boakai was elected with a coalition, and he came from this Prince Johnson party, so they put him there. And I don't know whether it's true about the nepotism, but what I'm hearing is that he's trapped. People are accusing him of tribalism, and he needs to come clean because Front Page is a serial newspaper, and I know Rodney's not going to print anything without some kind of background information. So Councilor Crow needs to come out and clear the air. And then, of course, I just saw bits and pieces of the story. I don't know what documentary evidence that Rodney presented to say nepotism at the Ministry of Labor. He didn't even put it in question mark. So I hope and pray that that when I read the article, I will see clear evidence of nepotism at the ministry.
But as you can see over here, okay, the Civil Service Agency is seriously concerned that Mr. whoever the name is not clear. Huh?
I said Councilor Crow.
No, that Mr. Winnie something is impersonating as Deputy Inspector General for Administration. Somebody is impersonating. All right. I have to call the councillor on this one to clarify this before we come to you, Conor Gray. Conor Gray, hold on to your asset recovery statement yet. This is big. They are saying between 21 to 41 individuals were brought in by Councillor Cooper Cry. And these people are Gil. And he brought them in by way of MDR for Nima County. I think he needs to clear the air. He sent some document to say he replied Josiah Joket, the CSA director. Talk to me, Conor Gray. Just seeing the news on Front Page, man. It's like a little bit of headache, though.
The history is always there for certain tribe in Liberia to flood the public space with their tribal brothers and sisters. I served the AFL. I know exactly what that looks like. And there was this competition between Geo Manor on the one side and the Crown. And so there was this imbalance of tribal representation. As a result, we had to restructure the army to reflect geographical balance. That has become a sine qua non for our nation, that every public space must have that geographical balance. You can't flood the area with one group of people. So, and Mr. Jackson said it right. I don't know Rodney Sear of somebody who would just come up with anything without. He's one of the most serious investigative journalists that I know. So there's some level of truth based on his reputation. But I think that's worth investigating. But that does not mean that it's not occurring in other places. Like I said the last time, one family has about 6 or 7 members of their family that were appointed by Joseph Boakai. These are all some of the example people look at and say, well, if it's happening over there, I can do mine. So we can talk so, but let's be in the middle. It doesn't make it right for Cooper Cra, but if the head of the government has appointed an entire family, including brother, sister, children, in government,
But Conor Gray, the question is it true that he brought in Geo people and he appointed his family member? We should establish it first. Though Trump is saying nepotism, but is it true? Let me pull up the document before I bring in Asido. I want to pull up the document because Cooper Crowd responded. You guys have this, right? I think it's in the chat room. You guys have it?
Yeah, it's in the chat room.
Yeah, can somebody please read if you can? Anybody, please, if you guys can. It's very important. This is Councilor Cooper Crowd respond. Uncle Sam, as you were saying, but this is his response. He very, very, very serious with this. He's not taking it lightly, though. Let me read it if I can. For those in the radio line, let me read it. He said, Honorable Jokai, we extend our compliments and hereby acknowledge receipt of your communication of May 8, 2024, in which you had questioned the running of our ministry with specific reference that internal transfer carried out within the ministry contravened the Civil Service Standing Order. You specifically quoted Chapter 3 and 4 of the Civil Service Standing Order. Chapter 3, 4, and now subparagraph of the Civil Service Standing Order provide that internal transfer may be effected by administrative authority, but such transfer must not reduce the salary or status of civil servant, except in case of disciplinary action, which must adhere to section 4.2.4 and 4.2.8 of these regulations. Contrary to your assertion, we, the administrative authorities, have the right to carry out inter-office transfer mentioned supra. Now, you hear that? Yeah. That Richard said. He's defending. He said he got right to do so, though. Okay, Fatima, Asido, we got to come to you guys. Let's go to Asido first. Asido, what do you make of this? He said he got right. He's not hiring new folks. He's just making some changes within the ministry.
Allah. So,
are you Muslim? What are you calling Allah for?
You know, I just hate to agree with Remy Gray. I know I just hate to agree with the man, but I'm so forced to agree with him today. So it's from three angles, very quickly. One, you have the head of the government, all of his relatives, his children, his family in government. So everybody else is following the same trend. And let's not forget, you have the actual United Party folks who were all around the place campaigning, can't even find their way. Now we're having all of these things happening. That's one. Two here, if those we're talking about had come from Lofa County or something, CSA meant just
wait. I said, this is very interesting. I'm sorry, my brother. I said, please forgive me. The last paragraph on this page, I think people need to read it because now we get conflict. Okay, they said, regarding your threat not to have employment document from our ministry owner, we reserve further comment until the appropriate time, since indeed we have not submitted any employment document to your agency. So no new employment. Now, the last paragraph. We have also gathered that you influence our acting human resource manager to take some document from our office which were delivered to you. This, I believe, is a serious breach. You may only act upon official communication from my office to you. Anything short of this constitutes a very serious interference in the operation of our ministry. This is big. So Josiah now carry on a covert operation, going undercover like Remy Gray as a military man, like when I was in the military, and carrying people on the spy mission. Josiah is operating as a spy within this ministry, and the counselor is mad. And as a learned counselor, he's correcting Josiah though. I said, though, this is getting it's troubling for this government. It is troubling for this government.
On my second point, as I was saying, if those people had come from Lofa County, there wouldn't be noise all around this place because we all know what would happen. But let's go to my last point, which is important. I don't want to be the one, saying how people should be looking at things. But it is just funny to have a government with no hay, no tail, where nobody knows what they should be doing. I mean, for the sake of God, who told CSA bossman that he is the boss man for Ministry of Labor bossman? Who told him? Like, you are not a boss for Ministry of Labor bossman. Minister, you are not the one who will tell the man, no, bring the person in, deputy minister office, or carry the person in. No. The only thing they have to do is to do the needful to notify CSA. CSA is the custodian of things that happen from the ministry. You are not the chief of the chief. No. But again, I don't want to explain plenty. This is rescue. No hay, no tea. Everybody running left, other people coming right, other people going up. So the whole country is just in mess. This is exactly of things of people who, quote unquote, are the most experienced, who came to government with some 40 to 50 years of experience. You have CSA man telling the minister there, say, you know what, you can't transfer the person from this bureau to this bureau, and I must be the one to come there. What kind of a nonsense is this? These people are not even trying to solve the problems of prices on the market, all of these things going on. They are just the fighting on each other. And when we always come here to talk it, some people don't see it that way.
No, I said though sometimes I disagree, but this seems to be like a big mess, a big nonsense. Dr. Richard said. Who's in charge? Who's in charge? If it is true that Josiah, if it is true that Josiah sent somebody as an undercover to get document without the knowledge of the minister, Dr. Richard said, who's in charge? Fatima, who is? Wow.
This is a clear indication that, you know, the structure, the system in our country has been broken down. When we hear someone say that the director or the leaders in the civil service agency has no connection with how other people hire and fire or transfer people in other agencies, is asinine. It does not add up at all. This is so it tells me that in previous government, people were doing whatever they want to do. Everybody were running their own little country in their own little agency. So right now we are getting back to some systemic issues, some normalcy. And in order to do this, there will be some challenges, there will be some fallouts, there will be some difficult times. I heard from, according to what the CSA director said, it is against the rule to go to hire or to transfer employees. And it appears to me that's what Cooper Cry is doing. He either transferring or hiring employees. And it's against his civil service rules and action. And even the order that was probably put in by President Booker that's saying that there should be there's a hiring freeze and there's a transfer freeze. So this is what I heard. But, you know, for me to just listen to somebody saying, no, who's the boss for a civil service organization and what have you, it's like, for Christ's sake, that's why we have civil service agency in the country. They are the one to vet who's capable, although there's a lot of misfits in the country, but they're supposed to vet you to make sure that you qualify to be able to serve as a civil servant in a department of a ministry. That's one of their primary functions. So let's pray for our country. Let's get back on track. That's what I have to add to that.
That originates in my own concern before I go to my sister Fatima. Is Josiah Joker the dean of the ministry? Is he the minister of state? Is he who is he? To tell any one of the minister how to run the ministry internally. Internally now. Are you kidding me? Where are we? You know, more Ali day internal transfer the water and sewer. We heard transport minister Salif did his internal transfer. Why are people getting over their head, man? That you come on, man. Fatima, talk to me, man.
So okay, you want to Fatima? I was just in the newspaper reported that there was a violation in the Civil Servant Act. And because there was a hiring freeze on new hires and transfer, that's why the Civil Service Agency Director is speaking. He said Cooper Cry violated the civil servants hiring and freezing policy. So I just wanted to put that out there.
And what you saw the letter from Cooper Cry, he was very clear. He didn't hire anybody from outside. All these things are transferred internally. So what Josiah is saying, I own their own story. I mean, Josiah is not a boss for the minister.
Transfer and hiring,
okay,
almost
transfer internally. Internally, he get right as a minister to shift and move around. He didn't hire anybody from no. If he hired somebody from outside, let me finish now, Mr. Gray. Let me finish. When he went out there and brought in someone, you know, we can sit down and have this conversation. But his argument, and today is his birthday, he's out anyway. I will try to get him on the call. His argument is that stop kidding me. I know what I'm doing. I didn't hire new individual yet. Fatima, he did it. He did an internal shifting, internal,
A point of
transfer.
order, a point of information. The front page article, I'll just read one paragraph of it. Front page has uncovered that the Minister of Labor, Councillor Cooper Crab, has reportedly ignored and violated the civil service agency's freeze. Let me finish.
Dr. Richardson said it.
On new hires and transfers, and has provided employment to over 93 personnel in positions.
We heard that. We know that, Uncle Sam. But Cooper Cry is saying that's a lie.
Okay, let me also add that Fatima, before you come in, just
Fatima, you're not talking. You let everybody talk, but you will move to somebody else.
She's going to say, I know. It says chapter 3 and 4 of the Civil Service Standing Orders of 2012 says that all human resource movements must be approved by the Director General before implementation. So go ahead.
Absolutely.
So that means that the civil service agency needs to take it up with the minister and they need to resolve those issues. But I mean, with regards to what we were talking about, nepotism, I mean, honestly, it's laughable when people sit here and say, oh, you know, there is nepotism going on. I'm not in agreement. No. Uncle Sam, when anybody is speaking on this show, as angry as I get sometimes, I sit and I wait my turn. So I'm reclaiming my time. Let me just go ahead and say, the mere fact is that when the entire governmental structure was from the Southeast in the last government, who are you guys to even sit here and say anything? I mean, just look, when the entire government, when people were sitting there as city mayors who were uneducated, who used to just speak, I mean, like they never even went to the market to learn anything. And people sit here on the show and try to educate us about what needs to happen, what Joseph Walker. We're not taking any instruction from you guys who failed for the last 6 years. I don't care what you say about this government. One thing I
think you're wrong, Fatima.
I don't care.
About today.
Okay.
We're not going to be Grand Park again. We are talking about Josiah Joker and Councillor Cooper. That's the conversation. Every time you come to speak, you want to remind people about what they did in CDC. You have only 1 minute to talk before you finish getting to the point. We pass you.
No, that was not.
We pass you.
That was not right. The fact remains that I don't care what you guys say about this. Okay, nepotism. I don't condone nepotism, but please be very quiet when they're talking about it. If you guys, the entire structure of the last government was from the Southeast, what can you sit there and say? Stop it. You be quiet. Absolutely quiet. I don't even want to.
Thank you. So, Colonel Gray, let me bring you in. Let's talk about today, man. Let's talk about the real issue here. Internal transfer within the agency and ministry. Maybe Paul Kennedy and Senator Jackson and also do that work at the Ministry of Youth and Sport. Maybe they will help us understand this better, Colonel Gray. Within the ministry, Colonel Gray, it's different. I cannot go right now to NASCAR to take somebody and bring them to my ministry. That's a problem. But I can do transfer within the ministry. It's not a problem. And that's the argument Councillor is saying. Councillor say I didn't hire anybody. I didn't, excuse me?
Bring him on the show. Bring Clark Barty, bring him on the show so they can clarify to the Liberian people.
Yes, the councillor, I tried calling Clark Martin, and didn't answer. Councillor is having a birthday dinner with his family. Today is his birthday. It's very noisy. So everyone great. Talk to us, then we'll move to Paul Kennedy, Fadika. Let me bring in Ase Vad as well. Paul, everyone great. Talk to us.
Senator, we need to acknowledge the function of the CSA, Civil Service Agency. It is responsible for public servants within its domain, anywhere they're found in government parastatal. So lateral transfer, meaning transferring one person from one position to another within the same agency, those are civil service agencies' function. You know, so
but they're saying you're wrong, as Colonel Gray.
It's not because
you are not reading what they say about interagency transfer.
That's what Councillor Cooper Kra is saying.
No, that's not what he's saying. That is what within. That is what within the CSA gala. That's not what Cooper Kra is saying.
Autonomous body like water and sewer. everybody within the Ministry of Labor falls under government civil service agency. As a result, they're intertwined. You cannot do something autonomously like you're an island.
No,
Anytime you have
no,
a
no, no, no,
separate-
no, no. The civil servant, the civil servant agency director is not above any one
No,
ministry.
it's not a matter of being above,
Minister.
it's
No,
above
no, no, no.
every
It's
employee in
not a
government.
director. You can, as a deputy, if you are not nominated or appointed, you understand that the minister can move you around. That's his argument.
The main
I mean,
thing that coordinate
screenshot something.
activity,
Screenshot something and send it to us. Send us something
coordinate-
and post it.
my brother, coordinate that activity with the civil service agency.
Screenshot something. Screenshot something and show it to us, my brother. And then we start the conversation.
You can't take one person from just without the skill. Civil service agency is responsible. That's why we have low productivity in government, because you put in
But it's not the point. We are talking about the guidelines. Go in the book, screenshot something, send it, that post it, and say what you say is right.
I would do that, but you know
Thank
what?
you.
The civil service agency director is completely right.
Okay, you can say he's right, but they are saying he's wrong.
But that's a matter of you saying I say.
It's not you saying I say. It's right
It is.
there. Okay, let's move on.
You know
Let's move on.
the function of the civil service agency of all people.
So the man is. Did you read his letter?
Forget about the letter.
No. Did you read his letter? Did you read his letter?
May not even know the rule.
No. Did you read his letter?
Infallible.
So Cooper Crab may not know the rule. Okay, let's move on. Paul Kennedy, come on. Paul Kennedy, come on. Let's talk to you, Paul. He's a big woman. He's a counselor, right? Paul Kennedy, welcome to the show. Cooper Cry is a counselor, right? Cooper Cry been working in a government and outside for government. He just put on his letter. It's in the chat, and I hope you read the letter, right? He was very clear. I didn't hire anybody from outside. Okay? But to say that, I think Conor Gray is in error to say that he doesn't know the rule. I mean, then read his letter. You don't want to read his letter. You say he doesn't know his rule. Paul Kennedy, talk to us on this issue. The Josiah Joker from CSA and Minister Cooper Craft from Labor Ministry.
Well, let me say good evening to the panelists and good evening to our viewers. Thank you all for always following us.
Your beautiful wife that you share with us today.
Oh, my people.
Okay, keep focus. Keep focus. It's a trap.
It's distracting.
Yeah. It's a trap. It's a trap. Keep focus, my brother.
Yeah, I know. So we need to look.
But why you share the woman with us anyway? Why you share the woman picture anyway?
Because Sam Jackson keep bragging with a woman, talking about his wife is beautiful. So
Sam Jackson is here with a woman. You are not here. So let's move on.
Also, Sam Jackson is 70 years old.
Sam Jackson is here with his woman. You are not here with your woman. So he beat you to that. Okay, let's move. Let's come back to the conversation.
There's one thing to be distracted.
No. That you brought it up.
No, we didn't bring it out anyway. But I think, all right. So first of all, we need to go back to look at what the law says about internal transfer into line ministries and agency that are not or may not be that may be civil servant agency to see. Stand up, please go on mute.
Okay.
Yeah. So we need to go back to the laws, because if the law give Cooper Cry the leverage to be able to do lateral transfer within his agency or within his ministry, he can do the transfer and report the transfer for adjustment to civil servant agency for salary, grades, and whatsoever. Because what I'm thinking, there could be certain persons within the ministries and agency that has to be promoted. Of course, after election, there was several turnover. People left, people came in. There are some positions, but if he's moving people within the same ranks and file of the institution and not bringing anyone else, I'm not sure whether civil servant had to approve of that before the transfer is made. What civil servant has to approve is when you're talking about pay grade increase, because that has to go through them to be channeled to the Ministry of Finance. But like I said, I'm not a labor lawyer, So I really don't, have much to say. We need to go back to look at the laws to see who's on track and who's supported by the premise of the law. That's what I have to say with my 1 minute.
Thank you very much, my brother. Officer Fadiga.
Oh, I think as the Korea was clear, the civil service standing order did say that internal transfer may be effected by the administrative authority, but such transfer must not reduce the salary or status of the civil servant. So the still, I think they have to do with the moratorium that has been imposed on hiring new people in government for now. Um, in what I do see in like what we have seen other ministry is another internal wrangling at labor ministry. Uh, we heard that a couple of months ago, and we are seeing this manifesting. The fact that he had to take about his time to mention that my good friend Josiah may have obtained some information from the ministry, which he believes that if he's also went on to say that his uh, communication for him should be the official communication from the labor ministry and not through a third party source. I think the councilor were right on that. So I think the civil service need to be very mindful how they obtain information because they are not in an investigative arm to investigate the ministry. So I think it should just, we need camaraderie among the ministry. I don't know about the nepotism, but one thing I do know, this government is an alliance. One of the things about body politics, when people win an election and through an alliance, when it comes to sharing the bounty, everybody wants to bring their people, to please their partisan. The MDR was a political party for Pre Johnson and other folks that was very integral in winning this election through Nima County. Lofa County did theirs. So it has been normalized in our body politics. So is this the first or the last time we see this happening? No, we saw the last administration that tried to southeasternize the entire country, the entire government, and people were people that actually do it. And Samuel Jackson, he tried to be cool at that time. It didn't work. He tried to the Fontaine, but the Fontaine came closer to the coup. So we saw that, and everybody tried to align themselves with the Southeast because the Southeast was in power at that time. So it's normal. It's
Thank you, bro.
Off it. But I don't know. This government need to come together as a team. But it's just beginning. Give it 6 months, 1 year. If this continue, then I will be worried. But right now, I'm not alarmed. I haven't seen anything really, really unusual. The front page Africa headline is sensational. I think there should be a question mark instead of a definite statement from Rodney C. But again, front page Africa is not infallible. They can make mistakes as well. But besides the sensation, I haven't seen anything there yet.
All right, thank you very much for bringing Ava. Ava, welcome, man. Talk to us.
Well, again, I saw the headline of Front Page Africa, and it was about hiring 4 persons. And he said he doesn't do business with political parties. But I see Cooper Cora letter, and it's in a different context. The context is correct if that's the action, because I share the standing orders from the CSA with you people. So I need to understand the relationship between the two, because it seems like they're doing an internal transfer at the ministry, and it's clear 3.4.9b says internal transfers may be effected by the administrative authority, that means the ministry. But such transfers must not reduce the salary or status of civil servants, except in the cases of disciplinary actions, which must adhere to sections 4.2.4 and 4.2.8 of these regulations. So
if the extent of this whole thing is just an internal transfer at the Ministry of Labor, then Cooper Crab may be on solid ground. But if it's something else that relates to what Front Page Africa headliner is, about 4 employees and not employing at this time, then Josiah is correct. So I don't know who has the better context here of what really is the origin of this, but if they can share it, then at least we can, pass judgment on the specific incident. But for right now, it seems like 2 different things I'm looking at. So if anybody can make clarity, I appreciate it.
All right, thank you guys. We need to run because we got a lot of information, one of which I shared this morning in the chat room. Let me share this information quick. I received information that was written by my good friend Sylvester Grisby one, complaining that the Liberal Land Authority is selling land illegally, and he asking folks to investigate. So let me just get your 30-second point. I'm going to share this real quick. But you guys read it in the chat room, correct? I think I dropped it in the chat room. Am I correct?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Did I put it in the chat room or I did it? I want to share it.
I didn't see it. Maybe you did.
All right.
But
let me put it in the chat room. Yes. Let me put it in the chat room. It's very important for us to see. Just read that. And one of the main things, I hope I can have Glennie up here because I want Glennie, Fatima, and Dr. Richardson to discuss this. 30 children in Liberia. They were abused. They are living like refugees in an adoption home camp. I know you guys heard about this. 30 of them Liberians.
Where? Which country?
Okay, let me share this with. Let me share this. I just put it in the chat room. Can you check it out? I put the document in the chat room. 30 of them. We got the names. We got the play. The American embassy complained, and this one is so big. They complained to the Liberia National Police that people are abusing sexually, raping, and sodomizing the young. Read the letter. People in America, when they went out to adopt those children, they complained to the American embassy, complained to the American government, and the American government complained to our justice system. 30 of them. Even 3-year-old. That's a painful one. I want you to talk about Sylvester Grisby law investigation. Let's just put this up. I want people to see the letter, and that's why I hope we can have our sister Glennie on, because those are the.
There's not enough. She's in the back. There's not enough space.
Somebody just left, right? Let's try to squeeze her in.
Yeah, okay,
Can you bring her in? And somebody left.
I'm trying to bring.
And it will be important. I want to hear from Glennie. Welcome to the show. Thank you for reaching out to me. But each time you call me to say how you doing, Stanton, then the pain in my legs increases. So I would advise you, please don't call me. I would just advise you don't call me. I don't need you to check on me, Glennie. Seriously, I don't believe in your African son. Okay. So let's go ahead and.
So wait, are you accusing my cousin of having witchcraft or what?
I said African son. I said witchcraft. You don't know what I went through. Anytime she called me and the pain in my right leg. Anytime she called me.
Hard joke, my man.
No, Colonel Gray.
I see himself.
I think it's a psychological thing. You associate her with giving you political pain, so.
No problem. But anytime she called me and said, "Oh, Stanton, we miss you on the show. I really miss you, Stanton. How you doing? Did you eat?" I show my way. I said, "Look at Glennie trying to hit on me."
Look at you.
I show my way. Yeah. How you gonna ask me if I eat?
You don't say I won't even believe that thing that you're talking.
But Glennie, I'm happy to have you and Fatima and Dr. Richardson here. Read the letter. Let's put the letter up. I don't know why the Liberia National Police kept this from the public. It's in the chat room. Sir, can somebody ask it? Why? You can read this thing. It will take tears from your eyes. So please, if you can, ask it. You want to read it? It's in the chat room. So zoom in from the chat room.
All right.
Yes, please. Yeah, I don't want the female read it. We got a name of all the 30 victims. Go ahead, Fatima.
Sir, with compliments, please see attached investigative report reference allegation of rape slash endangering the welfare of children involving 30 juvenile victims.
Can you say 30? Can you speak in the Liberian way? Not 13.
30,
30, yeah. 30,
30,
30.
30 juvenile victims, 16 male and 14 female, emanating from the American for African Adoption Orphanage, AFAA, and reported by the U.S. Embassy near Monrovia.
Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute, Fatima. 30, folks. 30. 30 of them. They say how many males? 16?
16 male and 14 female.
You're that say you guys can advocate for babies. I have the names. I will share with y'all. A 3-year-old were crying. How many times she got raped? When they asked the baby, 3 years old, it's seriously, I will send an entire document. The Americans are so mad. They are crazy. In the night, they will go and they will rape the babies. Ava, are you with us? Or you can go in the back to talk, Ava, please. They will rape the little children. Where is the gender minister? Where is the gender ministry? I read the document, man. It makes me get sick even more.
Is this related to Maria Wookem, the lady that stay alive?
I don't know, brother. Take your time and read this document. It's a huge document. I want us to be very serious and straight up, because I was supposed to share this document because they were crying. They said, Stanton, we must say something on this. Dr. Richardson, we'll give you guys the chance to speak first. I know you're reading the document. I will share it. Please do not share the kids' names because they are all minors. We don't want to expose them. See the reaction of the American that are adopting these children. They took them to the hospital, laceration within the private part, within the butt. Let me just be real with this thing. Man, they abuse those kids. 30 of them. So Dr. Richardson, talk to us.
This is disgusting. Totally unacceptable. But this is kind of what happens in our country every day. It's not because the Americans are mentioning it. Many of our children are unsafe. This is horrible, just horrible. And you're right. Where were the institutions that were supposed to protect these children? Where were they? How come we just hearing about this right now? And I'm disgusted. It's disgusting to me. I think the people who are supposed to be responsible to check the adoption agencies to make sure that these children were safe and protected prior to leaving the country, they should be held liable for this. They should be accountable for the psychological trauma that these kids are going to have for the rest of their lives. The agency should be the agency, that African adoption agency. I hope it's shut down. I hope it's not open and operating anymore. That's cause for investigation. I'm disgusted by this, but again, this happens to many, many African children on a daily basis. This is just a small piece of the pie. That's what I want to add.
Let's go to Fatima. Fatima, you work in the social service. You know how it is here. You lost one of your patients at Jefferson Hospital. You started to cry. Yeah, we are 30 Liberians, babies, and read the whole story. I will share the rest of the document with you guys. Man,
I actually
talk
read
to
that
me.
it was reported to the former Justice Minister Musa Dean. Whatever it is, I think when it has to do with abuse to minor children, there is no statute of limitation. I think those who number one, we start investigating from those who the kids were in their care that allowed this to happen, from those people to the higher ups. I think all of them should be investigated, and if they are found guilty, they should face the full weight of the law. I think any sort of abuse to any child, even in New Jersey, minor things. Let me tell you some of the things. A whole family last week, 5 kids were taken from their mom because their mother felt that she's alternative medicine. She does not believe in vaccinations. She believed that vaccines would kill her children, so she decided not to vaccinate the babies. And so they started daycare, and the daycare people asked for vaccination records. She said, "Oh, I don't vaccinate my children." And because of that, the state took all of the children from her. They believe that she's a mother. Her job is to protect, provide for those kids, and she was not doing that. So just imagine that they were taken away from her, all five of them, ages from 14 to a 7-month-old baby boy, I'm sorry. So I just think this is dead wrong. I think whoever got these reports, they should start immediate investigation, and those who are caught, those who have anyone who has a hand in this, should face the full weight of the law.
So this information came in on the 1st of December 2023 by the United States Embassy. I think I should share this one with you also. And complain that yes, it was through Frank Mossadegh. As you can see, the case went to him when the government was leaving power. The orphanage home, again, this is so bad. Honor age, and the American for African Adoption, AFAA. Orphanage in Joba, Painesville. You can talk to us, Glennie.
Even know what to say. It's just so hard. It's disheartening. I mean, even though the government was leaving power, something could have happened. They could have done something. That should have been something that would have been transferred immediately, so that the incoming government would have taken care of it. This is since December. We're just not talking about it in May. I mean, it's just really hard. Someone posted in the live feed that they know she actually knows two of the children. It's disheartening, Stenta, and like Dr. Francine said, this is happening every day. But why does it have to happen? Why is nothing being done? When is enough enough? When can it stop? We will just keep talking and keep giving it the publicity it needs, but the government has to be the one that will lead this charge, to be responsible to its citizens and to ensure that their safety is paramount over everything else.
I was just calling for Uncle Sam and Isaac to please come and just defend this and let us know what happened.
No, we'll get to that. I beg you, man. I beg you. Let me moderate this thing. Let me go to 5. Let me moderate it. As a five, let me come to you, my brother. The 3 year where I about to share with you guys, man, real explanation.
Look,
the little girl said they were beating her with fufu steak. And every time she said no, they would beat on her. A 3 year was speaking.
This is in Liberia, Stanton?
Oh yeah, it's in the Republic of Liberia, West Africa.
Look,
yeah,
we can pretend all we want. Our society is depraved. Okay, parents basically sell their children. Okay, because when you find out that somebody raped your child and they come and bring $1,000 or $2,000 for you to let our kids go, you don't respect the value of your children. Parents expose their children. Look, maybe it came out, it was existing before. I wouldn't say it because of the war. Because right in families, incestuous behavior were taking places. Older people were raping young people. And it was being accepted. And I've always talked about the rape thing, but people don't want to discuss it for some reason. Look, on the road to Basel one day, I saw a little 13, 14-year-old get pregnant. I asked her, who pregnant you? She looked around at the elder women who were sitting there with her and basically did not answer and did not say who the baby father was. So it's ingrained too in these young people to not say who has raped them. I think they understand the issues of statutory rape, but it's a very serious thing in our culture. And if you check the rape statistics, unfortunately, the war thing may have probably magnified it, but 60% of our women are probably have been raped. And sometimes it goes without, any issue. So people just take it for granted with children. You go to a police station and somebody is raped and they say, oh, she look for it. How can that be? How can you who are supposed to protect your citizen say, oh, the person look for it? No means no, but we have not incorporated no mean no in our society. And because we are a patriarchal society where men dominate, and it has been a culture of, these underage girls. I mean, the teenage rape is high because that's rape. The teenage pregnancy is extremely high. And these young children, because their bodies are not developed, they get anal fistula or some other things when they have these babies early, and many of them, they get connected to that pregnancy. It's unfortunate, but it happens because the maternal thing is in them.
Yeah,
So
but this is
minister.
But let me ask you a question, and we'll go to
Sure.
Fadiga and Conagray. Ava, the people took the children at the adoption center. People who come from all over to go and adopt those kids. Okay, that's somebody from outside within. People that are preparing those kids for adoption, abusing them.
But
so let's go back to
what
what Thomas said. Let me say that.
Say what a lady name. What a lady name. Was it looking?
I
forgot the name.
No, it's not looking. It's on the paper. You guys read it, Doctor. The
name is
agency
there.
name is there.
It's
So
there.
This racket been going on for a while.
But what I'm saying here is that December 1st, 2023, Pisa Sedita didn't say anything about it. She was general minister, right?
Look, the only thing she could run, Pisa could come up for.
Pisa Sedita,
otherwise she was silent.
she didn't say anything about it. Patrick Sudu didn't say anything. The American have to frown on this because American, complained to the embassy in Liberia. And as of today, I mean, somebody stepped on the story. But I'm gonna say thanks to Gregory Coma because he's on top of the story. They prepare a good report,
and hopefully this will continue. Gregory is trying to reform.
Listen, if Gregory heard, I would say it. But to tell you the truth, he's on top of this thing because a 3-year-old crime, explaining in detail, my fellow Liberians. We will put all this document on I want you guys to read it, but I will not put the children name. They are 30. We'll keep the children name away. But it's bad how they will go in the room every night to abuse them. Can you imagine? Amen, Fadiga.
It's possible. We've seen it growing up in that Lynn Street, Blackbird area, where Sam said he grew up at. Those people used to rape the little children there. And sometimes they will beat the little children. Yes, they will beat the little children. The grown person, what you went in the main room for? You're not supposed to go in the main room. But as something attracted her to the room. So
I think I'll go ahead, Fadiga.
And I really hope they can investigate this thing to the fullest extent. It's been going on for a while, too long. It's a hidden secret in our open secret in our society, and we can't address it.
We have a very sick society. Sometimes I don't even know, with all the churches and mosques and things that we pray and go around, we just have an evil society, a lot of evil people in our community. And with the issue of rape, the sad thing I have to say is that they are condoned by women. Women protect the perpetrators. I've seen it so many times. Women, mothers. Let's forget about the men that do this thing. I've seen a lot of women. They can be the most vocal. I will share a story with you. I think Remy.
I don't know where you're coming from, though. I don't think our sister will agree with you to say let's forget about the men that do this thing, though.
No, I'm not saying forget about the men. I'm saying women.
Yeah, I just want you to be clear because you can't forget about the men. You saw how Fadiga just No, Fadiga, you cannot say that. Women will just forget about the men. Really, you sat on the show that the riches say, and you let the men to slap without it. What do you mean, let's forget about the men?
Well, let him finish saying his opinion.
Please say your own.
But he said, let's forget about the men.
People said a lie on the men. I've seen those things. Let me tell you one story, Stanton. This thing happened in America. You're talking about Liberia. a couple of years ago, I can't remember, I think it was over 10 or 15 years ago, right in Minnesota, there was a criminal syndicate, a group of Liberian guys, older gentlemen, that would take 16 to, I think the younger were 14 to 16 years old Liberian girls, and they would carry them to an apartment complex there, and then they would have sex with them. So these children would come from high school, go there. The police arrested those children. You know what they did? They put up people, the worst thing they did was to put the children back in the Liberian community. Women, why you want to put the people husband in trouble for? Hey, you see how the children in Frisky? In the community, certain member of the, in fact, certain community leaders decided not to talk about it because they knew so many men. The other few that were there, they say, oh, why the children too frisky? Why you want to put the people in trouble for? And they beat on those children until the kids never went anywhere. I still have the article that I wrote. There were people, permanent names that were involved in it, and that thing went away. Big case in Minnesota. It just died down because the community, they swept it under the rug. And this has been going on. For those children to come to America and then something, those orphanages and I don't even want to say peaceful or anything. This has been a systemic problem in Liberia. People hide things. Friends don't tell friends the truth. People know what's going on and they choose to hide it. They choose to hide it. There's no moral. It's crazy, but this is our country. This is our new reality. How do we solve this? Is by what we are doing, talking. Few people like us getting on the back and saying that it's only about women. I'll say this: women are one of the most hypocrite when it comes to this thing. And it pains my heart that women do not stay together. Some, not all, but a lot of those women do not stay together when it comes to this thing. I've seen women supporting perpetrator of these things. Put their I've seen
but that's not an excuse for them for the men to be perpetrators, though.
No, I'm not saying, I'm not giving an excuse. I'm saying that women are a powerful part of this process. If women can take
I disagree. I disagree with you because your first lay out to say, well, blame the women. That's bad.
No,
I'm not blaming the women. I'm actually want to say
that's bad. Whenever
I'm
you talk,
saying
you put yourself
that
in
women
trouble.
should be more vocal. And a lot of you women,
But it's not a woman thing. Rape does not only along with women. Men
you know how many young men that are raped?
No, let's talk about 16 boys as well.
16 boys, yeah.
16 boys
women
were
should be
raped.
alarmed.
So it's not only a woman's issue.
Maybe we're not
It's a human rights issue. It's the violation of one of the most
What I'm
vulnerable
saying is,
populations in our society, children. You know, stealing their innocence, taking away.
I'm surprised at Fadiga.
When I used to do diagnosis assessment in the
Fadiga,
let me tell you one thing that. Eh?
Fadiga, ain't you the counseling Fadiga? Ain't you the one?
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you.
Jesus,
one of my
I
think you asked Remy Gray too. One of my shockers in America was I found out that a lot of young African American male were raped at an early age. To say that in front of a man telling you said I was sodomized at 14 and something, we saw that plenty in our practice in America. That is only reported in America. In fact, based on my calculation, I think I saw more young men being raped than even men, or female. But what I'm saying here, I'm not condoning it. There's no way I will condone it. I'm saying women should be more active. It pains me when I see women, some women, not all, being selective about when it comes to rape. I've seen them. Look, how many times?
So that's your opinion. Do you have any statistics?
I don't have statistics. In the house, the husband will rape that woman that was that my mom didn't do nothing about it.
Fatika, I think that we should not look at all women to respond to issues.
I'm not saying all women. I'm saying that a lot of our women.
Okay, a lot of women.
Do you agree with Fadiga?
In a way that we think that.
I disagree to an extent. As a therapist, I think we should. No. I like I said,
young girls are raped under the women.
That's the racism you were speaking.
Fadiga, don't double down.
You were speaking, but you know what? You try to cover for Fadiga that racism.
No, I
Okay.
wasn't trying for Fadika. What I was saying is
I'm
that
emphatic about what I'm saying.
women internalize sexism. Okay, so we approach things at different levels. We are all at different levels. Okay, a woman who will support raping another a child, she's being marginalized. She's actually internalizing what other men support in a society. So this is why we need men to be our allies to these issues, because you have the power. Rape is a power issue.
Yeah.
Okay? The reason why people rape is
dominance.
Yes,
women do have power too. We can do it together. We can do it together.
Well, there's a couple of things I want to say.
So, Fadiga, why are you blaming the women in this thing, my man?
I'm blaming some women, those women that are remaining
It's not
silent.
the time for you to
That
blame
we
some
talk
women. A
about
3-year-old baby girl. Gonna girl, a 3-year-old baby girl, or 6-year-old, they rape them, and you telling me to blame some women? Fadiga, don't do this. We are talking about babies, man, that went into the care of other people. No, don't generalize it and say because y'all did something in Minnesota, they say you're free, so therefore everybody must go free. No, don't do this.
I see women covering up this thing.
But we're not on that level yet. We're talking about children right now. Okay. We're talking about children right now.
Can I talk about this thing?
Let Conor come in real quick, Uncle Sam, then you speak.
Stanton, this is a grievous crime against humanity. Look, people who commit those crimes, male, when they go to prison, they're not treated fairly. They become the target. In fact, they're brutalized for doing that to kids. You understand? And I think our last government was slightly lackadaisical, especially the gender ministry was not proactive. Maria Lukin was alleged to have taken about 550 kids, into exile, whatever way, and those people ended up in different debacles. So what I'm trying to say is, the government under Madam Sirleaf was extremely proactive. Lots of men in our society went to prison just for sleeping with underage people, in terms of statutory rape. And Madam was extremely on top of that issue. The gender ministry, women and children, was especially elevated. Under President Weir, it's lacking a little bit, where the only time people came out was probably when Mr. Weir was said to have made a statement about his wife. That's why we saw the gender ministry taking a proactive. But I think I like the step.
You know what? Isaac Vibe make a statement about Joe, and he wrote in the book, say, don't bring around it. You say it.
Well, as if I were quoting what was said.
That's what I'm saying when he wrote his book.
And I didn't see any rebuttal that the statement was not made. So they wrote a biography. So therefore, I can't hold him accountable. It's the word of someone they were quoting. But I think I like Gregory Coleman on the issue. It just shows that probably government is ready to take put this thing back on the pedestal because it's needed. Look, whether our society condone such a thing, I'll refer to it as being primitive. The thing about it is we have lots of things
I'm
to
surprised
learn.
at Fadiga tonight.
No, we have lots of things to do to correct in our country, and this is one. Statutory rape look like the representative that will let go for that 13-year-old girl. You understand? There are lots of things that we need to be able to, and those things I think they don't have a limitation on them. If somebody committed rape to a 16-year-old, I think you can still elevate. There's a movie star that is in jail now because
thank you.
it happened 40 years ago. So imagine if this is happening in a society of scale. It can happen in Liberia. I think this government just need to be proactive, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's welcome Jackie. Okay, can we meet outside with Yeri Seri, son? I don't know where you're coming from. Jackie, welcome to the show. Long time. How you doing?
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
How you doing, Jackie? Jackie, why are you not in Liberia? Why you left? You tired?
I thought we talked about that already.
Oh, I forgot, man. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Awesome.
I forgot. But Jackie, though, this is very embarrassing to our nation. Yeah, Uncle Sam, please go ahead. From there, you can bring Jackie in. Go ahead, Uncle Sam.
Look,
yeah, the 70-year-old man, the woman you got on the show for a long time. What kind of woman like her told you still fighting for time? Yeah, papi.
My muff too itchy to talk to one. Stanton, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to say, it will be earth-shattering. What they did in Joe Biden, it is not uncommon in Liberia. I've lived in some of the most debauched and worked in some of the most debauched places in the world. Liberia is among the most debauched places on the planet. I saw that when I was growing up. As soon as, excuse my language, a woman titty start to show, I see the women and say, oh, your friend and Gwen, they bring teen, your titty standing up and you doing nothing. I saw that in Sonny Wen. Let me tell you something about a family member that was working for social service here in Georgia. Standing on the camps, in the refugee camps in Liberia. They were selling spaces. Men and women, they said they were brothers and sisters. When they came to Georgia, Ava, you listen to the story. The social service in Georgia was discovering a high incidence of incest within the families. First of all, a lot of the people that somebody were 26, 27 years old said they were 16 years old. And that was a major scandal here in Georgia. I'll tell you one thing, again, the thing about the adoption, Liberia should do something about that adoption. This same person in the social service used to tell me the kind of abuses Liberian children used to undergo. And the way they did it, I think you remember one time the U.S. government, the Liberian government stopped.
Okay, but you're to sleep with all the small spiral story now. Come to the real thing.
No, but I'm saying
you also sleep with this spiral story, okay? What was that do when somebody come to America for 60 and say 26?
We are a very debauched society.
Yeah, we are debauched, but let's discuss the issue now. You put you to sleep.
The issue, Stanton, what happened in Joe Biden is systemic, a part of our society. And I'm not going to apologize on behalf of the government if they didn't take any actions. They should have taken actions. So contrary to what my political adversary, Fatima Bintu Salib, is going to say, you think I want to stand on this platform and I have daughters, right? And I will go be defending people where they were raping 3-year-olds? You can't do that. So thank Gregory, but I can tell you something. Because of the nature of the Liberian society, no one is going to pay for it. Nobody will go to jail, and that is just sad. Because
that issue your mother would make Liberian people to go crazy.
Yeah,
that you get Jackie the chance to talk for.
The most debauched country that I know, very debauched.
That why you get Jackie the chance to talk for?
Yes,
because the country debauched country.
Yes, very debauched, very
Jackie,
debauched.
please talk to us, yeah.
Well, like your business. But I know my fans out there. My fans out there heard what I said. That's the most important. I have the audience.
Jackie, talk to us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be on. I'm just listening. I'm not sure what the question is on the floor.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Jackie.
Listen.
No, we'll come back to you. You just listen, you know the question. We pass you.
Well, I understand what you're talking about. You're talking about minor, raping minor. So, but I'm not sure what the exact question is.
Check it.
Stanton, can I make a clarification, please?
What? I beg you 1 minute. Let Jackie finish. I beg you answer. Go ahead, Jackie.
Well, from what I understand is going on here, it is child molestation, rape against minor. It is a serious crisis in Liberia. It has been for decades. and it's not going to go away anytime soon. Primarily because of lack of education too, and people in families they hide this stuff, and some people do it intentionally. Some people they do it due to ignorance. I remember a case several years ago where this
But Jackie, sorry to
8-year-old.
interrupt you. This is on the camp where people send the children for adoption, right? This is not an outside everyday thing. And we are talking about that issue on the camp, Jackie, right?
Okay.
People in Joba, these people, take the children and say somebody who can get my children from Europe, America, or wherever. Then on that camp, they're abusing the children. They're abusing 3 years old. I understand what my brother Fadiga is saying. For the household, people can do different things. But what do I have to do with babies, man? You
So
get
if
the
there's a
resources to take
camp,
care of the children.
if there's a camp that serve as a midway place for adoption, the government really needs to investigate, and if they need to, they shut the place down. If it's something where the management team is guilty of it, people have to vet people seriously before they hire people in those places. I had a friend who had an adoption facility too in Liberia several years ago. So and there is a midway place where children come in before they are adopted, while they're going through the adoption process, and then they go to the adopted parents to wherever, whether it's in the States or in Europe or wherever that case is. But the government really needs to look into it and make sure that these people qualify to even be in facilities like that, so that they don't the kids are not abused. And I hear people talking about girls. Let's not forget, boys are sodomized, they are raped and molested all the time as
It's
well.
actually 16 of
And
them.
some of these boys grow up becoming the molester as well, whether it's in a camp or whether it's at home. These people learn this stuff at home or in their community before they take it to the workplace or wherever they're going to take that behavior, because they too did not receive any kind of treatment or therapy whatsoever. People who are molested or raped sometimes tend to rape other people as a result, or molest little kids as a result.
All right, so Asif, I hurry up quick now for us to move on.
Yeah, the clarification I want to make so people understand, this particular case is not the adopted parents who are raping these young people. These young people were raped in Liberia, and they share the information with the adopted parents in America, who then took the initiative to reach out to the American authorities, and they reached back to Liberia. And then if there is no indication that Piso Sedita and friend Musa Dean did anything about these reports to them, I mean, they were the ones who suppressed this information. And now that hopefully Gregory is, going to really investigate this and find out what happens.
It was done at the camp in Joba, Asif. And
Right.
It was done at that camp in Joba where you have
Is that camp still open, Stanton? Is it still there?
Yes.
Wow.
I'll share the rest of the document in the chat room. You'll read it and you can share it. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Something happened today. Let's close up because I'm going to leave here on the show because I'm still not too well. But I just have to come and show face, for the sake of the Liberian people. I appreciate everyone.
The amount of questions I get for you, that's small.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm serious, man. I know since Mohammed visited me, he touched my right legs and started hurting.
I mean, getting arthritis, getting old.
Getting old. Is that what it is?
He tripped and fell.
And
he was in the emergency room. He called me from there. But now Mommy touched his
I didn't say anything.
He told me he slipped. That's why
I didn't say anything to you.
You translated our story.
In Atlanta, Georgia, when he announced it, he told me.
So
and you came to Atlanta, Georgia. You didn't call me. You would pay.
Uncle Sam, I tried to call you about
we got this one story.
I had to know that you know me.
Uncle Sam.
Yeah. That's a good thing, yeah.
You're from NPP, Uncle Sam. Were there any NPP program here today or this week?
I saw something briefly about Barney going back to MPP, but I'm not sure. So, but I have to. I will call him. Yeah, I heard something about that.
Okay, so I want us to discuss this though. If James Barney is going back to NPP, this is James Barney that supported Joseph Yema Boakai. I want us to close on this. Yeah. And you had the rest of the guys like Edwin Snow there at that program. What does tell you, Uncle Sam?
Well, it's saying that the political shakeup is starting much earlier than I thought. Then it also means that Joseph Yema Boakai is not a political operative, because all of the steps that Mr. President been taking is not to consolidate the coalition that brought him to power, right? And that coalition that coalition that brought him to power, I see it drifting. Even among some of the die-hard supporters, the young ones, right? Where they're seeing that the power is concentrated within the executive mansion with the septuagenarians and the octogenarians, okay? And they believe me, they call me in the middle of the night and they talk to me. Okay, I mean, they will come out here and pretend that everything is rosy, but deep down they see that the revolution is being hijacked. It happened to us in 1980. It happened in 1997. It happened in 2006. It happened on the
Well, wait, revolution has been hijacked, or he may be going a different direction that he's not obligated to these political people.
Well, I just mentioned something and you didn't even listen to it, except some die-hard supporters of the UP, the young ones, right, who are in the poo-poo water. People like that. Let me finish.
Sam, I back you on that side. I back you on that case.
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
Yeah.
I'll let you finish. I beg you.
The men from Broad Street, you know, they like to just interfere in people's business, you know. That what the problem is, the men from Broad Street. So and I'm like, oh, what's that, man? So what is happening? Look, when Ellen came to power, she maintained that and consolidated thing. And even people that she disagree with, people like me, and even people within the CDC, right? They kept them sort of pacification. Okay, and Reverend Gray, you're a military man. You know that when you conquer, you have to pacify and build social cohesion, right? Okay, but so Joseph Boakai does not appear to be consolidating the coalition and also building a bigger tent for collaboration. And right now, okay, and on the clear side, you can see that the anger and the vexation, even from emanating from his people, doesn't show that they want to reconcile with the Liberian people. Other people, they've forgotten that almost 50% of the Liberian people voted for George Weah, and these people are still alive. And every time you come and you talk negative about George Weah, you put other problem on George Weah, hey, you are straining the body politic. And then you're not consolidating with
all right, Uncle Sam, let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah.
So here's the picture, right? Here's the picture here. If this is the right picture, is this troubling to any one of you? Because Uncle Sam has spoken. I don't know what I should do is. Conor Gray, Asif Va, Fadika. Let me start with you before I go to Dr. Richardson. Is this troubling to you?
No, nothing's troubling.
To say above all else, the people where you got Joey and Joel, I will take a picture.
That has been the MPP mantra for years. Above all else, the people.
No. I understand, but you got Joel Howard Taylor and former President George Weah picture.
They were once in an alliance. I don't know whether they'll go back, but James Barney happened to be one of my favorite lawmaker. I trust his judgment. He's very calculative. He's very thoughtful person. Look, we need opposition. And if the opposition is fomenting and we get stronger. Look, when you leave people to self-regulate, sometimes we tend to abuse power. I think we need people there to put feet on our fire so that we do the right thing. We need to hold ourselves accountable. We need these kind of gatherings. If we sit down, like how a lot of folks in the opposition sat down for the last 6 years and allowed George Weah and homeboys to loot the country.
Let me ask you a question real quick, Fadika. You have James Barney, you have Besson family, If these pictures are accurate, though, I don't know who put them together. You have Edmund Bevan Snow. He was in that program because I think he's still out of the country. You have all these guys now, right? Saying that want to put our party together, the NPP. Let me ask you, because information reaching us, and I can announce today that nearly every time former Vice President Joe Howard Taylor will call Joseph Boakai and they will talk. I can announce it today. She will call Joseph Boakai and she will ask for favor, and she cannot challenge it. It's the fact, and they will talk. You think they're trying to move this party away from George Manawea?
No, that's the trick. And anybody that fall for that CDC trick, you'll be the dumbest person in the world.
What's the trick? What's the trick to move NPP from CDC? Is that a
no
trick?
to make it appear that George Weah would not come back so that we move our eyes?
No. I'm asking a question. You think this NPP coming back is to take it away from George Manawea? That's my
But you
question.
see, Joe, we have
No,
picture there.
no. What happens here is we all know the trick. Everybody go and sit in the corner when it comes to election. They will come back together, and they sit and wait. And the person most likely to be the front runner, then they go and negotiate. That how it has been. So people go. It's nothing unusual. I think people showing. It's just what possibly mean a little bit is that it's starting too early. We gave Joshua almost a year, over a year before we even started planning and plotting things there, to really take on him. And even at that, the opposition at some point became very weak. So for us to see this level of resistance,
But that's my point, Fadiga. Let move quick. Let move quick.
Building up, it shows that we too. There's some things that we need to get in order.
Thank God you touched a little bit. Dr. Richardson, are you seeing a shift here, Dr. Richardson, that something is just not smelling right though? I don't think something in this, and just to add, Madam Joe Howard Taylor, the former vice president, is angry that James Banner he was welcomed back in the party. She's not happy. Again, like I said, she can speak to President Boakai anytime. He said that's his daughter. They have a very good relationship. They talk on a lot of different issues. She have this relationship with the region leaders, like the Ghana president and some other African nation leaders. So she's working in the back, and she, advocating and doing some stuff along with this president. I can announce it, and I want folks to challenge it. But let's come to the fact. You think they want to get this thing from NPP away from CDC, Dr. Richardson?
Something just does not smell right. That's it. I mean, when you have a whole ceremony and you put George Weah and Joe Howard picture on the ceremony, and then you put all else besides the people, whatever the statement was, why don't they have a picture of the people of Liberia? What it reflects to me is that people are power hungry, they are power drunk, they want to come back, they are divisive people. That's how Liberians tend to be.
Is that a crime?
Yes, it is a crime, especially if it's unproductive. At this stage in our country, yes. It's nothing wrong with liking power, but if you are unproductive in your power hunting, then it's a crime.
Have you ever heard about democracy?
Hey, Uncle Sam, let a woman finish now.
I think I know a whole lot more about democracy, sir. I have a master's degree in political science, just for your information.
Because I've lived in a democracy.
Uncle Sam, I gotta mute you, Uncle Sam. No, Uncle Sam, I gotta mute you. Go ahead, Dr. Richardson. Let's come back to this question. I beg you.
The tenet of democracy in this country, and the people who practice democracy for one of the longest time, says for the people, by the people, and of the people. For your information.
So Dr. Richardson, let's come back to what are you smelling?
Let me go back to the topic. I'm smelling power hungry, power drunk people. I'm smelling divisive people who want to get their way. What's wrong with conflict resolution? I'm smelling people who don't even know how to talk about conflict resolution. If you don't like something, you sit at a table, you propose. This is what democracy is. You come up with a consensus. You don't just go and say, "Oh, I'm going to establish my own party." And then what's worse, you put a whole a banner up and say, whatever, or nothing else but the people, or whatever, and then put two picture of a former failed leader, someone who destroy our country. Doesn't add up to me. So
that is an old statement. That has been the NPP
No,
mantra.
the picture she's talking about, not their mantra.
No, I'm talking about the
picture.
company slogan.
The picture does not
Yeah.
even correspond, and this is how they've been using our Liberian people for so long. You know, it's not about the people. It's about it's for these people that they are loyal to. All right, and so Liberian people, you guys better wake up, especially you women. Our women who make up a large percentage, almost equal percentage of men in the country, you have to wake up because these people are just using us day in and day out. How in the world you be talking about all else but the people when you go put two other leaders who failed the country?
Just shift it over to Fatima now because then she will fire Isa. All else but the people, but you get Joe, we are acid do, Joe, we are acid do, and Joel Howard Taylor. What's a mess? All else but the people.
All else,
they ain't coming nowhere. They ain't doing nothing. They will try, tire, no evidence. I mean, this week, let me tell you, I know I heard my own Uncle Samuel saying that the president is kind of shifting and pushing people from the coalition aside. I sat with this president this weekend, Jackie and myself. I had a 2-hour one-on-one talk with Joseph Boakai, and he told me one thing. He said, I pray that I succeed in Liberia. Even if they think I will not, I will die trying. I will make sure, let the government take its shape and the people get together. I will make sure anybody that stole from Liberia will be prosecuted. Anybody that hurt Liberians will be prosecuted. Any person, he said, and I am not, he said, the statement he made everywhere we went this weekend, Jackie was there. He said, we didn't come into this because we wanted to be called president. We came into this because we wanted to change things. We wanted to make things happen. We wanted a better Liberia. It is about a legacy. And he would be darned not to leave that. Y'all can call him whatever you want to call him. He looked into our eyes this weekend and he told us that nowhere else in this world he rushes to but Liberia. That's his motherland. That's the country he wants to see moving forward. So he said, I'm telling you, the coalition is together. I want everybody to be together. But you know what? I want Liberia first. And if Liberia does not move forward, it's anybody that's going to disrupt that Liberia that I'm envisioning, I guess the coalition will not work. And he means it. So I see people talking about he's not looking for the next. Nah, just about he got nothing to lose. This is an old man who wants his country, who loves his country, who's working hard, going out there, pleading, begging. The amount of scholarships he got this weekend for his country and his people, the amount of teachers that were willing, Jackie there, willing to go to Liberia to help with the students' exchange. So I'm just saying that our president is going to do what he's going to do. He's not going to sit there like a lame dog going outside the country to go wash for, but he's going to work for the Liberian people. You're calling whatever.
Thank you.
Right by the Liberians. And we will be here to support him. We thank
you very much, Fatima Bintu Salih, folks. Don't forget, we will be winding this thing down during our closing statement. Isaac, though, you're going to go first. Conor Gray, Isaac Vi, Samuel Jackson. Let me say this, tomorrow we receive a lot of information on what is happening again with the LDEA, some secret investigation going on, totaling the amount of $7 million. Listen, I don't know what's happening. We have some documents. The investigation, if it is true, the allegation that NSA is investigating the LDEA, that's big. That's big. I want you to join us. I will be on the show again tomorrow. I will take 2 Tylenol and I will be on the show because it will be very interesting. No matter where you find yourself, what's happening with LDEA? And we got so many information also from the Ministry of Land and Mines, right? Renewing lesson for folks them out there. Everything just the same. I appreciate every one of you that's sending me information. I appreciate every one of you. To be frank, I wake up in the morning, Jackie, from different ministry, different agency, information coming. The people are tired. The Liberian people are so tired that they will share all the information. I do. Our country, we need to help. The lawmakers have rewound almost $40-something million to themselves. The lawmakers, both Senate, the senators, and the representative, they have re-won almost $40 million, a little over $40 million. These guys and they are getting mad money. You understand that they gave $1 million to each? Is that each district, right? Please read the budget. Please go back and read it. This is bad for our country. This is troubling. So sometimes we shift position. I will not be on the show to say Joseph Boyka is so nice. Joseph Boyka is so good. Joseph Boyka will bring manna from heaven. No. Those he appointed, we got to check them. And we got to remind him of his promises. So while I'm going to do my closing, I appreciate all your calls. Indeed, it was true that the popcorn machine, where you put your popcorn in, also the big machine fell on my leg, and it's caused me a lot of pain. But I'm okay. I'm good. Thank God for that. It was true, and I couldn't move my leg. It was very hurting. I appreciate that to Richardson, Fatima that checked on me. But the rest of the guys didn't. Glenny checked on me, and everybody else didn't.
I thought you were faking it, Stanton.
Yeah, it wasn't fake. It was weird.
You want me to show information?
I say you did. You check on me. I say I reply you. Thank you, Vice Versa.
But I will call you and talking to you. You told me last Saturday.
Yeah. But I'm good, but I'm concerned about Liberia. We got so many documents we got to share with you. Visit our page. You just got to visit the Spoon page, man. Send us some styles. Dr. Richardson, can you explain? You can support this network now. If you hit the star, you can send your contribution. Just try it. We still got 3,720 individuals watching us live right now. Just try it. Every one of you, just a star. If that even one, send it. We have 3,723. We try to monetize this Spoon Talk and the network on YouTube, on Facebook. We monetize it, because Asito always asking you for some change, so we have to help him. Fadiga want to come back home, he get no job. We gotta help Fadiga. You know what Fadiga usually do? He will clean his brother's room. His brother will go to work. He will sweep his brother's room, clean everything. Then the brother say, Fadiga, you clean my room. I'm coming from where he say, yes, so cheap. So Fadiga is living on his brother salary. You can't blame Joseph Boyka. Two of them look alike. The prophet thought he was hiring this Fadiga, but he hired the other brother. Though Fadiga came by, the prophet said, listen, two of you can have the job. Just split the salary. And that's what's happening. So Fadiga, my best friend.
You love her, I ain't even responding to you, sir.
I mean, it's good seeing every one of you. Will be back again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Everybody will close, and then Dr. Richardson will take us home. Y'all have a good evening. As it do, you go ahead now.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So I want us to make a little sense of the picture you posted concerning the NPP. I don't have much into that to say, but there are a few things, if you really want to read into the political landscape of our country, especially if you understand how it works. First off, you see Snow there. Snow was just on Spoon, and he said, if elections were held tomorrow, I will still vote for George Weah. You see Besinga Finlay there, who supported George Weah in the runoff, and also was present at CDC's first rebuttal to the State of the Nation address. And there are plenty of things, it seems to be a pattern. Someone should be concerned. Amara Conan, for instance, supported President Boyka, and he always considered himself as part of the movement of Boyka. But of recent, he posted on his Facebook page that he's independent, he don't support no political party. They should send some signal to you. Go from there, go to Abraham Darrell's Dillon as well. Dillon was just on this show and he was asked, are you still supporting UP or will you join UP? And he said, I cannot join UP. I don't support any party. Even Stanton Waterspoon, who always sung the song of Unity Party. He said of recent that I'm independent. With all of these drip away, a real political lens who see through, and someone say taking NPP away from George Weah, when you have people who have said over and over they will vote for George Weah if election were held tomorrow, then I think you don't understand the political scape of our country. But again, that's this NPP stuff. I don't much know of it, what is going on. Just, gist of what you will see based on these pictures. And you see Bani there today. Bani support the Unity Party. I mean, you expected that Bani will be somewhere around, you people, you don't see him anywhere around. You don't even hear from him at all. So I think it should send some form of concern to our friends that how early you will see these people dripping away, dripping away, dripping away. Why for? They trusted something. I mean, when you look at the government, if you look at the government that is hunting civil servants, dismissing them, if you look at a government that says only asset they want to recover is from 2018 and all of these things, you understand that a lot of people may not be seeing.
Let me interrupt you. I beg you. Guys, let's try to manage this thing for 1 minute because I think Nelson's saying that he got to go come back for his show, number one. Number two, we got a reply from Minister Day, the former Justice Minister. Let me read what he said. He said the case concerning what we just discussed, it was the Women and Children Protection Section at the Liberia National Police investigated that case. So he wanted to remind us in 2023, the case was investigated under the George Manawea government. So he's watching the show. He's saying that it was investigated. We have not seen any report from that investigation. The report that we read today, right, is from 2024. So if there's anything, somebody please help us. Somebody please help us. We will make clarity. But again, I had to come back to respect the former minister. He said that the Liberia National Police Women and Children Protection Section investigated that particular case. I said, though you get 30 seconds, we always do a minute.
So hold on quickly, Stanton. Please wait quickly, Stanton. If Minister Dean could take the time to tell you the case was investigated, he should have also taken the time to tell you the result of that investigation. He can come on this show and send you a message and say the case was investigated, and he just put a big period there. Did he tell you any details? He was Minister of Justice. Did he give you any details beyond that? Stanton?
No. He just said.
Then he just wasted your time by telling you that. That means the case was not investigated. So we move on. Isaac, please go ahead.
Wow. On that note, I'm out. Wow.
So again,
Isaac got 30 seconds. 30 seconds, Isaac.
Oh, you're giving me a chance, man. You go ahead.
Isaac got 30 seconds. I'm in control.
TV not allow him. He wanted to speak, but he not make it. Internet.
Network start problem straight. Soon Francis says she control the man network give up.
Here's my turn.
That's not fair though. So here's the issue. I will be leaving with Isaac though. So you can have your show. Let me put it in the bar. We gone.
Uncle Sam said Isaac money finish internet.
I said so.
Yeah, but that Richard saying, can you take over while I go, please? You have a good night, folks. Thanks as always. See you guys.
Get well.
Let the phone get better, CEO.
What's in my turn?
You better, Center.
I don't know the order he. I
didn't hear it.
What order? What order?
I heard you were saying
from Isaac. It goes to I think Isaac Va.
No.
And Sam.
They can put the two assets together. Don't do that.
Remy Craig, go ahead.
Well, let me say this, that the rush for 2029, since people are beginning to resonate with the idea that President Barkai will not be running 2029. So it's that rush for that early rush for that competition in 2029. And these are all individuals who are enemy within each other. And eventually nothing is going to hold, in my opinion, because they're trying to come together, and people should always watch for, there's one big prey that normally prevails over these kinds of political atmosphere. That's why President Weir picture will never move from the scene, and he's the bigger, he to some extent will prey upon others who are so anxious looking for power. We just eat their money, and there are lots of individuals that fall victim. Let's not forget, this guy knows how to do that game. And if you ask me, I don't know if he's going to run again in 2029, but a lot of people fall victim of that scheme that he knows how to control so well. And so good luck to those people. But in the meantime, I've heard even NDPL of President, the late President Doe, they're beginning to make noise. Whether that suggests that people are drifting away from Ambassador Boakai or President Boakai is left to be seen. But as far as I'm concerned, I think President Boakai is who should be looking forward for what he hopes to accomplish as a president. And that should be the only focus, in my opinion. Forget about all this distraction here and there, people leaving, running to go here and there. Look, those people will always run after power, especially when they know that the incumbent is not going to be in the ballot. They have made that determination. So all the best make that particular event crowded. But I wanted to come back to this issue of the Civil Service Agency and the Ministry of Labor. Let's not forget, again, I sent on something that when you're making lateral transfer, the Civil Service Agency, because of pay grade, must supervise our process, especially with civil servants. I sent him whatever he wanted me to send him. But I think Jokai, the director of Civil Service Agency, is right to some extent. You can just transfer people here and there if they're civil servant. Yeah, I know that you are the minister. Again, we'll go back to that mentality that the boss is always right, and that's the slavery mentality. I agree. In this case, the Civil Service Agency has a specific set of function to perform to supervise the activities of civil servants. In this case, yes, this boss who wants to be master of the plantation is wrong in this capacity, and I hold on to that. I believe that the HR, the human resource, which is the civil service agency, must supervise those kinds of processes. And I want to say it with regards to the issue of child abuse, molestation, and so on and so forth. I think President Boakai should take the lead, like Madam Salif did, and make sure that we correct some of these kinds of cold action that take place in our society. Look, children have the right to live in a society where they will be free of praise and pariahs. And I think that even that agency that is still operating, they if this were a government of scale, they should be under investigation. Matter of fact, they should move to investigate these issues so that these people can be prosecuted. And I'm for a society where law and order is sustained to the letter, to the teeth. And I think for people to be even say that these practices exist in our system, it does not make them right.
Okay.
Maybe this is the time now we should start prosecuting people
Thank
for doing
you.
those things. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you, Colonel Gray. I'll go to Jackie.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Francine. On the issue of the opposition meeting, look, James Biney, of course, going to the election last year, there was a split. In fact, for the longest, there was a split within NPP since 2019. There was a split between Jua Howard Taylor and James Biney. And that lasted throughout the entire tenure of George Weah presidency. And of course, James Biney knows very well, Senator Biney, that he made the right decision to make sure that Joe Boyka and not George Weah was elected into office. He still today remains the chairman of the NPP. I will hope that because Jewel was a standard bearer and probably still is a standard bearer, and maybe they have fixed or they in the process of negotiating and fixing and coming together and putting NPP back together. So if there's an event that NPP is invited to and he was asked to come, maybe there's nothing wrong with him attending it. I know there was a program around the election time last year where Minister Kura was invited to that program, and of course, he got fired because George Weah felt that he shouldn't have attended the program, but he attended as chair of the program, and George Weah fired him. But our President Boyka is not like that. You know, if there's a party that is present somewhere and you're a representative of your party and you go there, then that's it. The president's loyalty is to the people. He has shown that he's a president who accepts everybody regardless of party lines and your affiliations, no matter what your affiliation is, and that is also reflected in the people he appointed into office. The Minister of Foreign Affairs. I mean, all the different outcome, all the different coalition and out there, there is some degree of representation, and we have a diverse government today, and we should be applauding the president for that, because clearly under president we did not see that. And if you were not a part of CDC, sooner or later you will lose your job or you will be threatened or something will happen to you. We saw that throughout the 6 years. So there is absolutely no comparison when it comes to President Boyka accepting people, inviting people into this government regardless of their affiliation. Having said that, like I think Sam Jackson or somebody said, that the president is slated to be a one-term president, because that's what he said. So people are forming alliances and planning for 2029. So but United Party, no doubt, will remain a formidable force in 2029, because the party over the next 6 years under the leadership of Joseph Boyka is going to do very, very well, and he is going to deliver. And if people do not, if those people appointed, he has made it very, very clear that if they do not perform, sooner or later he's going to replace them. He's not going to be like President Weah. So this president will deliver on all his promises on behalf of the Liberian people, for the Liberian people.
Thank you, Jackie. Isaac Tukba.
My one got a long story, yo.
Okay, we'll try to listen.
Yeah, I'll please listen. So I will just touch on some brief things. President Boyka said the rails are our national asset. I totally agree. No one concession can just control our rails. So that stuff needs to be opened up. If there's opportunity for HPX or any other mining agency to use the Meta Steel rail, let them set up the rail authority and let us do that. There's significant money in that rail operation, especially if we can envision how we can open up our economy, how we can do regional trade and all of those things. That whole part of Guinea over there is a part that we can actually be the supplier and provider for. But yes, I support that. Western closure, we silent on it, but yes, if they're not doing things the right way, they're not providing the according to the country plan, they're not going according to the concession contract, the government needs to take drastic actions. We can't be overly tolerant with all these concessionaires that are not complying, that are not treating the people in the community the right way and not executing the corporate social responsibility to our people. Now, rape is a sad thing. We have more than me where girls were being abused. I don't know what really happened with that. We had, the kid with this Lebanese guy who were messing with some really young children. We don't know what happened with that. Now we got this case, and according to somebody who just, text me, and I say thank you to them, they shared that yes, this case was investigated by the previous government, okay, and they gave the findings over to this incoming government. But if they have findings, it was their responsibility to make those findings public.
Correct.
Why you will suppress it and just shift it to this government? Hopefully, this government is transparent with the Liberian people and will hold all those people involved accountable to it. He did say that the facility was shut down because he was going to have a party there for one of his little niece, adopted niece, who was at that location, and it never happened because they postponed it, and then 2 days later they shut it down. So, but the rape thing is critical. We have a lot of women groups. Women were paid to come protest against Azeva Tukpa and Maya Clark. For this kind of situation with all this rape that going on and these kind of things, they're not supposed to be protesting. If he said Piso Sedita and her people that investigated the case, as public as she was about her biography, she should have been very public about this violent crime against
Yep.
our young children, against our people, you know, but to be silent and to just shift it over to this new government is just so how irresponsible they were towards the needs of the people and the things that affected them. So women, you got to say, so now, when a political thing, women, oh, women, don't sit down, do something positive. Well, this is an opportunity for women in general to do something positive for the people and for the young females. Yes, we understand maybe some of this happened to you, but that should not be the way for every generation of women to be. Basically, a significant portion of them should be raped. The rape culture is too extreme, too prevalent in our society, and our leaders need to do something about it, you know, really, really quickly. There's the case of Snoo Code. They shared a letter. It's a company that has a 5 meter by 5 meter mapping of the entire globe, right? There's a better option in terms of what 3 words that have a 3 meter by 3 meter mapping. But what's troubling about Snoo Code is they are sending an NDA.
Isaac, I don't know. That's the poster office.
Yes, the
office.
digital postal system.
Yes.
Digital postal system.
Has contracted with this company. Yes.
Right. So when Cooper Crow was minister, he, Musa Dean, Samuel Twe, they signed a contract with these people in March of 2022. They have done nothing since that time. But now they're sending an NDA to the Minister of Justice to say communication or whatever the nonsense they say in that NDA. But they're not sharing the contract with him that is signed. And the contract is exploitative of Liberian people because the cost of that contract to me is overly inflated. This is something that we can do, Liberians can do. We already have what 3 words available to create a front end that can document, you know, people location and stuff like that, a front end application. There are so many Liberian IT companies that can do it. And I hope Abdullah Kamara, Abdullah Kamara, the LTA man, is listening to and to look into this, because this contract should not hold, is exploiting the Liberian people. And, you know, the people who signed it, they should be investigated too. On what basis they were signing this thing? And also, we need to know what the status. What have they done so far since 2022 that they're only asking for an NDA today? So we've got to look into that. The land case at, what do you call the place name? The Unity Conference Center. That's a Liberian issue too.
Yeah,
that is something that should be looked into, and I think is easily resolvable. I don't want to market Pepperbird area services, but this is somewhere where we can help and when he needs Sylvester Crispy redeem himself a little bit, because with all the negative stuff that being thrown at him, this is an opportunity to show that he really cares for Liberian people. That's a historic place, and hopefully they will reconcile.
Yes,
thank you.
Let's go to Fadiga.
Well, I've seen they touch all the topics.
That's what I tried to do just now.
Yeah, but you did well. You did well to do it under 1 minute. I still maintain that we need to. There's a old say in America. They say when we all do better, we all do better. In Liberia, people believe that when some people do better, it works that way, but it doesn't work that way. The reason people live in cages and have to pull steel bars, iron metal door to all the beautiful homes is because other people are not doing better. When you live around people that are all in poverty, and one group of people just have all the lights, have all the something, they will definitely come to your house to grab something. I'm not condemning it, but there's so many things. The problem with Liberia, the problem just scatter all over. You even know where to start from. When you see one scatter, this other one, you notice that they got other one. So the entire country, every fabric of this, every sector needs to be overhauled. Rape is something that I'm going to urge. I know, Dak, you say, oh, a man should stand with you. Men have always stood by you guys. Some of us good men out there will continue to stand by you. But women are strong now. Women are not as fragile and insignificant as the past. We have Dr. Richardson here. We have Fatima, Jackie. These are all powerful women. You know Jackie, you will know how powerful she is. You know Fatima, Fatima took on the entire CDC gang. More than 20 men, even though she came to have Yami later on, when the guy wanted to beat her during the election. But at least you were able to give them a piece of her mouth, and told them that you need to stop harassing people. And she didn't shy away, but we need to do it. As too often I've seen this culture of silence. Uh, and sweep things under the rug. Oh, you want to put a person in trouble. Oh, you want to do this. We need to protect our children. I know times have changed. People now chastising other people's children like in the past, but you can still say something and do something about it. The rape culture, the exploitation of young people in this country is so prevalent. I see young children all on the street. I see drugs. I see so many things that we need to get on this, or get our hands on and try to solve in this country. We can do it if we decide to work together. We can do it. The next thing again with this whole opposition and something. Look, we need opposition. I do not like. It's never a good thing to have a government that is oppositionless. You need someone to hold people accountable, pull people feet to the fire. Opposition is like our mirror. They see they see everything when we look through them. They look at everything. They scrutinize everything. Sometimes, like Azedo and Uncle Sam, even though they unfairly attack this government, but we need it. We may not like the way they say it. I see them trying to engage in propaganda and throw all the sketchy things to find out which one will stick. The bottom line here is we need it. This means that we have to we have to fight, we have to work hard, we have to do the right thing. What we promise the Liberian people will do, let us do it rather than engage in business as
Thank you,
usual.
Fadiga.
But I will leave it at that. Good show. Look forward to tomorrow.
Thank you. Uncle Sam?
Well, thank you very much. I won't say I'm optimistic or pessimistic, but I'm kind of concerned. And despite what you all may think, I really do want President Boyka to succeed for the following reasons. I want him to succeed because he's a good man. I know his family, and I know Katuma. She and I went to school together. For 1 year, I went to Lakere, and I was married to the family. Okay, but unfortunately, and the reason why I was hoping that he would succeed also is because he's a good man, a good moral character, and then he also been around for a very, very long time. So if there was anybody within the current Liberian body politic who should know where all of the major challenges are, the things that Liberians yearn for, and he as a young man walking barefoot from Foya coming to Monrovia and really elevating himself up to that. I thought he would have come in. I don't expect him to be a Gerald Rawlings. I don't expect him to be a Tom Sankara, but I expect him to be able to feel the pulse of the nation, right? Some of the things that you all were so up in arms about, CTN, MedTech, nepotism, cronyism, the whole administration has southeasternized the Liberian bureaucracy. And when you look at the appointments of the Boyka administration, they're heavily tilted Lofa. A lot of Kamaras, a lot of Kanes, a lot of, and maybe that's just in nature, okay? And you see the coalition man there with, what's his name, Mr. Croa, and 90 is accused credibly of bringing in 93 of his tribesmen. Then you see all of the machinations going on with things that you find again. Companies that were giving letters of non-compliance, SSF, West African Construction, East International, and for people to come to justify giving contracts to East International because of continuity, and to come and justify keeping CTN because she's our Sierra Leone sister and she was booted out of there. I didn't expect President Boycott to be so saddled so soon with clear incompetence and disarray within the asset recovery team. Very disappointed. You don't think I want people to be held accountable? I'm not beholden to anyone. Those CDC people who are my friends, they cannot finance my lifestyle. They cannot finance the way I live, the places I go, the things I eat. They can't do it with any degree of consistency. And contrary to what people think is like, I'm in it because I want to criticize, they can call me. I've made it very clear. This is one government that I will not consult with, either directly or indirectly. The UNDP or the USAID, if they put a request for a proposal, I will not participate. Because I don't want to go down in my life for people to say he was talking because he was outside. I'm staying away. And if I have the 6 years to live, you will see. Because I'm very independent, extremely independent. I've done things that most people my age did not do to be able to enjoy the kind of life that I have. And some of them, because of circumstances, were in Liberia. Some of them were here but I'm just blessed. So my thing is that, contrary to what you will think, Joseph Juma Boyka has no choice but to succeed. And today, the program that we're banning, it's not troubling to me. These are politicians. They are juggling and angling for 2029. That's all it is. It's about their personal interest, and it's called democracy. This is democratic pluralism. And we Liberians should be very proud that we are probably one of the most democratic nations in Africa. Post-war, we've done extremely well. We're still soft on building institutions. We're still soft on Liberian economic empowerment. But in terms of, high degree of tolerance, my being on this show, together with all of you, demonstrates that we are living in a democratic pluralistic society where we respect each other's views. On that note, thank you so much.
Thank you, Fatima.
Well, Dr. Richardson, the panelists, and to the viewers across the globe, I would just like to say thank you guys for watching. Overall, I think it was a great show. I just wanted to hit on some few points. I was privileged this weekend to be with the president, who I refer to as my papa, my president, and I was able to sit with him one-on-one for 2 hours. And, all of my questions and all of the things that I wanted to ask of this president. And I came out of there. Jackie was there. I came out there happy and inspired. This president have absolutely nothing to lose. He was looking at concession agreements. He's looking at, anything that does not make sense for the Liberian people. He's trying to get rid of it. He's trying to make sure that Liberians are part and parcel of their own economy. He's trying to make sure that the Liberianization project is in place, where we are talking about our own government, making sure that we are part and parcel of our own government. He said to us, your thing, I just came up with that phrase, think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. If you think about your child, you love your child, you will make sure you raise her right. You put everything into that child. Liberia is like our baby, every one of us. That's what connects all of us. He said each and every one of us might be interrelated somehow. And so we do all of this because of Liberia. You think at my age I would want to do this? I'm doing it because I want them to realize that there was an old statesman who loved his country so dearly that he put everything, brought people who did not even like each other together for the sake of their country. And so I'll just talk about rape. Rape is a hurtful, degrading thing. Is someone trying to use their power, their influence over another person, who they feel that the person is vulnerable, usually is done to children of all gender. So, sometimes when I hear is most women of all gender in these United States, I see young boys. When I come to some of my youth, they will be very, very violent. And sometimes I ask them, they'll tell you, I was sodomized. They have to trust you first before you guys start to get the rapport. And they will be like, you know what? I was touched by this uncle or this friend in the locker room. You coaches. So, it's a violent crime. And I think they should look deep down into those things and ensure that our Liberian children are safe. I mean, if they are coming to these Americas and telling people here that, oh my God, I was raped in my own country, what does that say about us? Liberia, when I was growing up, used to be a loving country. We used to play nafo. We used to play seesaw. We used to play marble. I used to jump with the boys and play marble and volleyball in Sharia. Me and Joey there, I used to be in the goal. Joey was never a goal. You never used to play soccer. I used to be goalkeeper back in the days. We used to be there, chunking the ball back and forth. So we played. But today, our Liberian children, instead of them playing with dolls, they are playing with the other D. We need to educate the women to tell their young children. Joseph Baka say he's trying to enforce and during the hours of school, no young child should be on the street selling. I sat with him. He has a good plan and vision for our country. We need to support our president. We need to come together, support him for the common good of our nation. So I'm asking all of you who come to Spoon to hold us accountable and to make us laugh, because sometimes I'm reading some of the comments. I'm just here smiling all day. I mean, hold us accountable, but for the right reason. The only thing that unites each and every one of us is the love for this one country we call Liberia, which is the oldest republic on the continent. I thank you guys for watching. God bless you. God keep you. Dr. Rich, you know how I feel about you. And Jackie, was a pleasure this week.
Oh, it was wonderful seeing you. And that jollof rice, we're looking for it after.
Afterwards, I took
After you had the rice bread. We're looking for it.
I took it down. Y'all playing games.
I wanted to just say that I'm not the kind of person that will speak about my credentials, But today I mentioned that because Uncle Sam asked me about democracy, and I had to tell him that I know a lot about democracy because I do have a master's degree in politics. So I just want to clarify that. But if I need to speak about my credential, I have no problem saying that because it's one of the things that women tend not to do. We tend to be quiet about who we are, and I'm getting to get out of that shell. I wanted to speak about, when people talk about us Liberians not knowing the political landscape. To me, it's another divisive term. Okay, if they're trying to tell us that we were here and you are not here, they're trying to tell us that only us who knows were in politics before and we know how to make things right. If you knew politics and you knew about the political landscape, the rich will continue to get richer in our country. If you knew politics and you knew about the political landscape in our country, people like whoever James Barney, Representative or Senator James Barney, wouldn't put a picture up and then put two leaders that failed the country and then say above all else, the people. It's not adding up. If you're a politician, if you knew political landscape, you will actually put the people to appeal to the people to respect you and to elect you or to vote for you. That's what political pluralism is. Okay? All right. Now, the whole issue about rape, I want to go to that. It bothers me. It is so disgusting. It is so disgusting that another government knew about this, but never said anything. Or they said they investigated, but the public didn't know about it. There's a correlation between this secret business regarding rape and the optics of our country. I don't want my country, Liberia, to be known as a place where abusers go free. That's what the Americans are saying. That's what they're calling our attention to. That we are raping our children. We are raping our next generation. And our country is barbaric because we do that. That is exactly what the American government is calling our attention to. Yes, women should speak out. We make up almost 49-50% of the population, equal to men in the country. But the issue of rape relates to power and control. And in our country, over more than, I don't know, since its establishment, men have dominated our country. They have controlled and oppressed some women. If you know the psychology of oppression, you will know that they oppress others. So those staffers were oppressed in their lives, and that's why they felt the right to rape those women, those young girls and boys. It's not, it's no joke. They should be held accountable. And the reason why they should be held accountable is not because not the optics that it presents to our country. Sometimes people who rape people, it's a biological thing. They are wired to do that. We know that there's a certain percentage of people, statistic tells us, that they are wired in their brain. Something goes wrong with them. And we have them in the streets where they are, again, affecting other children and other people instead of holding them accountable. Some of this is learned behavior. Again, we have those people in the streets where they'll continue to do this generation after generation. How are we protecting our women, young girls, and boys in the country? So we need to look at this as a serious matter. I'm happy that the IG Coleman brought this to light. I hope that he continues to take this step, to prevent this from happening, continue to make noise about it, because I do not want the country that I love so much, Liberia, for Americans to be flagging this to us. What are you guys doing? This is not the first time, the last time, nor will it be the first or the last time, but we are doing something inherently wrong in our country when it comes to young children and women in our country. And it has to be done. We have to take it very seriously. So on that note, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
So, Dr. Francine, I hope we can do a show on to talk more about the rape situation in Liberia and expand more and bring experts on what can be done to educate the people in Liberia regarding the rape situation in Liberia and look at solutions as well.
Yes, Jack. That was so nice. Because actually, I'm happy that we talked about this today too. It's an onset of this kind of conversation, because the more we talk about it, the more awareness that you talk about, the more people get educated, the more that we put those people on notice. The people who did this to those young people, they're on notice. I'm sure they got friends and family listening to this and say, that telling them you were wrong, I hope. But it's just too much. It's too much. But you're right. Your concern is on point and well taken.
And Dr. Richardson, also the point that I also wanted to make was, how most of them also would just go and bribe the family members and give them little money, and then they would just hush everything. I think we need to educate the people that if you do this, you are actually violating that child that was actually raped. Education is a very key factor in this whole thing.
And I think it would trickle down to women themselves, because when I hear people argue, women should stand up. Well, if you live in a country where women don't have rights to even talk, women are oppressed. People don't believe in that. They just say, "Oh, we had the first female president in Africa," but that's an exception to the rule. There's a lot of women who are oppressed in our country. They watch the dynamics on our show, then you get a good idea of what it looks like for many women in the country.
Thank God some more got sharp more this time.
And some people don't know they're doing. Some people don't know they're doing wrong. Just quickly, I don't know if I explained the case about this little 8-year-old girl somewhere in Painesville several years ago who was molested by a 17-year-old boy. The aunt, she was living with her aunt because she came from the village, and when the aunt found out, the aunt beat that girl mercilessly and got a taxi to take the girl back to the village. Luckily, a man intervened and grabbed the little girl and took the little girl and reported it to the Ministerial agenda. He took the girl from the aunt. And then there was a foster care place where he took the girl. This person, family, lady was running this foster care place, took the girl to the foster care place, and right there and then they called the Ministerial agenda and reported the case. So the aunt is thinking that it's the little girl's fault, and she doesn't want embarrassment in her family and in the community. So this 8-year-old girl, she was ready to take the girl, put the girl in taxi, and have the girl go back to the village. And that girl would have lived her entire life thinking that she did something wrong.
Yes. But Jackie, the dynamics is, where did I unlearn that behavior?
Yes.
There you go.
To not know that
Exactly.
to beat and rape a child mercifully, that is wrong. So the aunt must have internalized what she's been hearing from in our country
Exactly.
throughout different generations, you know. So this is
Mhm.
what we're up against in our country. And I'm happy for the men who are allies to us, and I'm happy for that men who intervene, because that's what we need. It has to be a combined work between men and women, to me, in my view. So on that note, guys, let me go. My grandson been knocking my door. So I will see you guys later. All right, bye. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, bye. Thank you.
We'll hit you up. Bye-bye.
All
Bye,
right.
Doc.
Bye.